of the line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Visit circasports.com for details.
Get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. No insurance? No problem. 100 West Dental has a plan when you don't, for ease and affordability. Feeling nervous? Not anymore. 100 West Dental provides complete comfort during quality care. Over 350 5-star reviews agree. When you want to get your smile into winning shape, get the best at 100 West. 100 West Dental. Consult virtually with Dr. Pryor or book online at 100westdental.com.
This is the one.
Honey, I think you're right. This house has everything we've ever dreamed of. A huge master bedroom, an open kitchen, and a backyard with a fire pit and built-in grill.
I can't believe it. Finally, our dream home. It's absolutely perfect for us.
We owe our realtor big time.
No, you don't. We're just doing our job. At the Jeff Lottman Group, helping you find your dream home is our top priority. Bringing people and properties together. Call us at 314-406-8911 or visit us online at jefflottman.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I regret not managing my finances better in my 20s and my 30s, and now I see how crucial it is for achieving major life goals. Mark Hannon with Evergreen Wealth Strategies helps everyday people every day with their finances, discussing cash flow, liquidity, investments, insurance, and tax-efficient strategies. No matter your financial planning stage, Mark will boost your confidence and keep you on track. Learn more at evergreenstl.com.
Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, a broker-dealer and a SEC registered investment advisor. Equitable Financial Advisors and MI. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and does not provide tax advice.
This is Eric Conley, the founder of Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, our substance abuse treatment goes beyond mere recovery. It's about reclaiming lives filled with purpose, joy, and connection. Our dedicated facility is more than just a place of healing. It's a beacon of hope for individuals seeking to reintegrate into society and thrive in their work, family, and community roles. Our team is ready to help. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
KPNT
FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA. It's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour. Get involved on the show. It is the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004 TMA. Design, air, heating, and cooling. Email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And Doug, new sponsor of the text inbox.
Oh, good. Who's that?
Schaefer Door Company.
Super duper.
Yeah, Jason Gosrow. He heard it was available, and he said, that's the real estate I want. And then there's a new sponsor on the 8 o'clock hour.
Who might that be?
Jackson will tell you right now.
Oh,
Fisher Window and Door Store.
That's right.
Great.
Yeah, I was out there a couple weeks ago talking it over with them. So they're on board. So now the real estate, and the only real estate that's available, 9 o'clock hour.
okay. Well, I think this Schaefer Door sponsorship will really open some doors for them. Somebody's a writer.
It's pretty good, actually. Very, very good. Text
so
into
it's the dawn of a new era.
It is. It is. Text in to the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5 and be what many call a friend of the feather. Jackson is back from really what was kind of an egregious vacation of a day. And it was at a wedding in Chicago.
A lot of important stuff going on here, but he decided to ditch us
Didn't like it.
and go have a party.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it. How was Friday's show?
It was a tough 3-hour slog.
Yep.
Without my contributions, I'm sure you
Yes,
got
it
along
was.
just fine. I'm sure Chairman Kurt did a wonderful job
Yeah.
in my stead, as did, I'm sure, Good Morning Grant on Balloon Party.
So how was Chicago? As you know, it is my town.
See,
Stand up.
yeah, well, I'm going to
Chicago's my town, see?
It was great. Chicago is really awesome, especially in mid-August when it's 70 degrees the entire time and no humidity and awesome. And it was staying right downtown, like block away from the Willis Tower. Pretty awesome.
What's the Willis Tower?
Sears Tower. I guess they changed
Oh,
it.
do you have a problem with
gosh.
that?
But here's the thing is, like, I say Sears Tower, and the people are like, well, they changed the name. And then you say Willis Tower, and it's like, no, it's Sears Tower, you idiot. Like, can't win. Either way, it's the biggest building, so
Is that the tallest building in America?
believe that is the case, yeah.
Willis Tower. What is taller? Willis Tower or Freedom Tower?
Oh, that's right. Freedom Tower might be taller. I thought it was.
I don't know.
It might be.
That's why I ask. So what else did you do in Chicago?
It was a fun, really fun wedding. I really enjoy weddings. This one was really awesome because it was someone I'm very close with. I've known forever and got to hang with like my best friend in the world for
Oatmeal.
Nah, my big buddy Mark.
Big Buddy
Your
Mark.
Big buddy. Who is this big buddy Mark? And why is he chirping?
He's just a quality human being who's been like one of my best friends since I was like in 3rd grade. So it was really fun to catch up with him. Stay in Chicago. My parents were there. Got to hang out with them. It was great.
And they put you up at the W Hotel. You
That
could
was where
look out on Lake Michigan, Doug.
So this was the one.
Lot ass.
Really?
This was the one at City Center on Adams. So it was more like really just in the heart of the city there. It was great. Good food. Delicious.
What's an Indian wedding like?
So this one's I misspoke earlier last week. It was Pakistani wedding.
Oh.
I would say certainly from a cuisine standpoint, very similar to Indian food. Really delicious. Enjoyed it. A lot of dancing. It was a dry wedding, but there was like a second reception right after the wedding where there was like an open bar. That was fun.
And that's where you got liquored up?
I had a few.
You dance on tables?
No dancing on tables. No dancing by myself. Just kind of dancing within the crowd.
That's a step up.
Yeah, I did. A TMA listener was there, and came up to me and said, "So all that dance in the tin roof by yourself really made you."
Yeah, it's hard to shake that.
Ooh, how old was she?
He.
Oh,
what?
Probably in his mid-30s. Good dude though.
Does this give you the urge to maybe tie the knot yourself someday?
I mean, yeah, that's always,
Doug clipped off.
it's always been in the plan. It's always like ideally, I'd like to get married one day, but not until I'm ready.
How big are Big Buddy Mark's nipples? That's from Doug's microphone shadow.
Not very noteworthy. Not like shockingly big.
You've checked?
I've seen them.
Oh.
But that's
Why
not
would you have seen them?
Rank the size of your buddy's nipples.
I don't have a sizing rank.
Jackson's got a little pep in his step. Sounds like somebody got some love off. That's from Mr. Big Cream.
Nope. Nice try, though, Cream. No, I have no pep in my step.
Okay. So you drove up there or did you fly?
Drove. Always drive. Flying to Chicago. By the time get to the airport, do all the rigmarole, land, more rigmarole. Not the same as driving.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to need a Notes app apology from Jackson for confusing a Pakistani wedding for an Indian wedding ASAP. I would like to see that on your socials.
Aren't they rivals?
They are. So that'll be nice if you could send that out. Maybe, I guess you can read it at the start of Balloon Party and then tweet it and post it on Instagram and on your TikTok.
You do need to apologize.
I don't think anyone has been offended. I was there. I enjoyed it. It was I was a participating member. I wore you guys saw me with the garb I wore on Friday night.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. My mom got it for me, to be honest with you.
It's similar culture, similar food, similar dress.
Well, at one point, Pakistan was India. They've separated.
Right.
So culturally, there's
Looked like a comfortable outfit to wear.
Yes and no. The going to the bathroom is a whole thing when your shirt goes down past your knees. Like you kind of have to lift it up and put it in your mouth while you use the bathroom. There's really no other way to do it.
Really?
Yeah. Outside of taking off all your clothes while using the restroom, which I've considered.
Thanks for abandoning us, all pale, for some costume party. F all of you, and most of all, Jake, have a crappy day. That's from Chairman Steve in Wildwood, and he is not happy.
No, he must have had a rough weekend himself.
Yeah, he is not happy. Doug Cardinals in Cincinnati tonight, so he won't be able to cheer on the Redbirds from his apartment building.
He won't be able to?
I mean, I guess he can. The game's in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was here. Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's a game tonight.
What does it say for the show that there are 5 MFers on it and no one knows where they play?
The Cardinals and Reds play at Great American Ballpark tonight. That's a 5:40 p.m. first pitch.
Okay, so he will have a hard time seeing it from Ballpark Village.
Yeah.
Maybe
unless he's on one of the higher floors.
Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor, Team A? Well, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, the email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the EDFgroup.com. EDF sponsor of Doug's Hot Take Mittens. Doug Brown and Croupen's the title sponsor of the show, though.
Right, and they'll take care of you if you have been injured due to someone else's negligence. Happens all the time, and when it happens, if you have suffered a significant loss or any kind of loss at all, Brown and Crouppen is there to help you get justice. If you have a potential personal injury case, Brown and Crouppen is a local law firm here to serve you. Been around St. Louis since 1979. They know the lay of the land here. That is very important. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know how the court system works here. They're the guys that you'd want in your corner. This is how it works. You call them at 314-222-2222, and they'll talk over your case with you, give you that free evaluation, and decide to move forward. If they do, they work on a contingency basis, no upfront costs at all to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. So if you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, here's the number again, 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure you let them know you heard about it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
It's the Munganess 7 o'clock hour. Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Say, you interested in a new car? Say, you interested in a pre-owned car?
Yeah, who wouldn't be?
Well, then you're going to work with Jamie Burkhardt, and you're going to work with Peter Munganess, and you're going to be delighted by the relationship you develop with the best dealership in the St. Louis area, and that's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Online at stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. Plus, there is a number that you can call or text, and that number is 314-252-0029, 314-252-0029. Even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, get your car serviced at Munganess. Work with Ryan Seiberg in the service department. It's stlouisacura.com. It's altontoyota.com. It's Munganess. St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt. Alton Toyota, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party, an official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. 7 o'clock hour sponsor here on TMA. Doug, I got a Sadie Hawkins for the ages for you.
Okay.
I just go to the Post-Dispatch's website, sports page. Vanaz Cobb takes aim at three-peat with Cardinal Ritter before heading to UNLV, number 18. That's the headline.
I might have trouble giving you a whole lot of information on that one. I know he's a heck of a player, though, and if he can stay healthy and keep working hard, he's got a chance to produce.
SLU's Emily, do you pronounce it Gaby?
I do, yeah.
Has quickly blossomed into an All-America soccer player.
No, she's good. She can kick with both legs. She's fast. She gets up and down her wing. She can play offense if need to. She can play defense. I really like the way her game is going.
Influx of IndyCar ovals started with addition of Worldwide Technology Raceway to schedule.
I think if you're a driver and you can drive on the oval or you can drive on a square, it really kind of separates the men from the boys, and we're going to find that out this year.
Tip sheet, U.S. skirts basketball disaster as Olympics conclude on high note.
Well, you don't ever want to conclude on a low note, and they didn't this year. Both the men and the women ended on high notes, and that's been a very good note to end on.
Has Cardinals' Ryan Fernandez hit a wall as he approaches largest workload of his career?
If you're not in St. Louis, congratulations.
Yeah. Well, Fernandez has had quite a bit of, I call it a workload, meaning he's pitched a lot, for those of you who don't follow the game very much. And so now that he has thrown a lot of what I call innings, he could be getting tired at this point of the season, and that's something that we're definitely going to need to keep an eye out on.
All right, there it is. So those are our topics.
Kind of covered it already.
And they love it in St. Louis!
Mm-hmm. Those are our main topics.
I just go to the front page and...
Well, it seems like for the first time in human existence, the Cardinals didn't play on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Nope, we're not playing Sunday.
It seems like there's times in December and January they have the occasional game on a Sunday.
I don't
Not
get it.
in August.
I asked my dad, who's been watching Cardinals baseball for, going on 60 years, and I said, why are they not playing Sunday? He goes, for the life of me, I've never seen it in my life.
No, I haven't either.
I've never seen the Cardinals not play on a Sunday.
Total Package has a topic. I'm calling it St. Louis is done with minor league soccer. I don't know what that means, but that's Total Package. He would like to add that to the Post-Dispatches.
So he's down on City now?
Total Package, call in 636-900-4TMA.
Well, I didn't like him trading Tim Parker. He was one of the few players on the team that I really kind of knew.
I thought you were going to say liked there, and then you said knew. And I was like,
yeah.
That's more apt.
He scored the first goal in franchise history.
He did. Now he's gone.
How about this? A compliment.
Ooh.
In the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox. Jackson, TMA all day has been great lately. Last night I heard the segment where Doug and Charlie joked that the Raiders must be clamoring for a move to St. Louis and the Dome after the Rams left, and that St. Louis could possibly be a two or three team market. Your hard work's appreciated. Mm-hmm. That's Boog from Bogey.
Boog Powell played for the Orioles.
Boog Sciambi.
Yeah, there was a time there when it really looked like we might wind up with 3 NFL franchises here. And, of course, things changed and we didn't get any.
I directly remember that show for whatever reason. I believe you guys were doing a program on New Year's Day. I don't know how that worked. I swear.
We did a show on New Year's Day?
I think it was just Chuck, Kat, and Doug. But I'm almost positive. I think it was 2015. It was New Year's Day.
I don't know how that would have happened. I wonder what happened.
Or maybe New Year's Eve. It might have been New Year's Eve Day, but in the morning.
Well, yeah, that's standard.
That could have been.
Is that? I don't know. I feel like New Year's Eve usually.
It's not a holiday.
Yeah, I know. It should be. It should be.
You just said it was.
I know, but this is kind of like my greater point is that like New Year's Eve should be the holiday.
Oh, is that
New Year's
right?
Day.
Well, but you don't do anything during the day on New Year's Eve, do you?
No, but you obviously do some then. Well, I guess the next day. Oh, okay.
Work your 9 to 5, go home, and then pop the cork.
That was the rare Martin Kilcoyne radio archetype where you fine take, mid take, and then abandon take mid-take at the same time and then revert back to nothing.
Begging for calls guy, discovers take while in the middle of a take.
Yeah, in about 90 seconds, I've had 3 different takes on these. But in all honesty, I appreciate the compliment, and I love that segment.
Boog from Bogey is a fan. I don't know what this means. It happened just last year, fellas. That's from the Loomster. Doug, what does that mean?
I don't know.
It happened one midnight clear?
Sunday off.
Sunday off.
No, is that right?
Was it for weather, though, or a scheduled Sunday? That's what's so vexing to me, is a scheduled Sunday off.
Yeah.
I like that vexing.
I don't know. You could see it if they had something else going on. And maybe Kansas City Stadium had something else going on. They have a concert or something?
That would never supersede a Major League Baseball game.
If you could make more money, it might.
But they schedule around that. They don't schedule around concerts.
You would think. But if you brought in a really big act and the Royals were going to get more money than they would have one more baseball game, it had to be something like that, right?
I think it was Rascal Flatts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably so.
Total Package is upset with Jackson now, so you have the high point of Boog from Bogey. Damn it, Jackson! Less than 15,000 at City Park Friday night. That's from the Total Package.
Was that my fault?
Yes.
What
because
did I do?
You guaranteed a sellout.
I did?
Yes.
Did I say that Thursday?
Was it a league game or was it one of those tournament games?
Leagues Cup. And they're not happy with the Leagues Cup.
Right.
City SC supporter groups are still boycotting the Leagues Cup, and the tickets were not included in season ticket packages. That comes from Dan.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Dan.
You done?
All right. Have any of us done research to find out why the Cardinals didn't play Sunday? To see what was going on in Kansas City?
Well, they announced that back in February, and the schedule came out, so it's not like they just decided to take the day off.
No, it wasn't a last-minute thing. I just wonder why. Because as long as I've been watching Cardinal baseball, you don't get any Saturdays off. You don't get any Sundays off.
Chairman Steve says it was last year, too. It's because of these dumbass 2-game series.
Yeah, I guess.
And he says, I was at the game Friday night. It was weird. Doug, what was weird at the game?
I don't know.
The game on Friday, Royals, Cardinals. That was a good little W for the Redbirds. Hello, Victor Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I live here. Aside from a thriving city, there was nothing going on at Kaufman. It's from Mr. Big Cream.
I have to think it's like an interleague thing where they couldn't play another game against the Royals.
I guess.
Imbalance. But then once you put the 2-game series during the week and then the 3-gamers on the weekend, I don't know.
You would think,
Well,
even if it meant you had to be off Monday and Thursday.
Well, here's a little piece of the last time the Cardinals placed the Royals.
With the weather delay and the doubleheader, is it pretty easy to brush this one under the rug and focus all the attention to this weekend?
No, this one ticks me off a little bit.
That was the last 2-game series against the Royals.
You're fighting hard for a playoff spot. You just lost a doubleheader. Can you brush it under the rug?
That's why we're not going to take questions like we're playing 2 games. I can't take these 3-game series with questions like that.
Maybe they moved off it after that.
Are we really not going to talk about what Matt Kuchar did yesterday? It's from Mr. Licks. Doug, you said we should lead with it. I said, well, here's what the Post-Dispatch has, so obviously we have a lot of choices.
Okay.
Matt Kuchar.
I was very surprised at what he did. I was not surprised at what he did not do. And as it turns out, what he did is exactly what happened. And so Matt Kuchar, being Cooch, we all saw what he did. And it's it's remarkable in some ways, in other ways it isn't. Nice. Because, golf is a very funny game. It's a fickle sport, I say. And when you got a guy like Matt Kuchar playing it, you're going to get Matt Kuchar type things happen.
I don't know what he did. I did not see 1 second of golf. I didn't check my lineup. I don't even know who won. I forgot they were playing.
There you go.
Man, I'm losing my high.
There you go. Mr. Licks, we've now covered it.
Mm-hmm.
What did happen?
What did he do?
Seriously, I forgot what they were playing. I didn't even check my lineup.
Awesome idea to put some soccer tournament that nobody cares about into the middle of a minor league soccer season that nobody cares about. That's from the 636.
Oh, gosh, here it comes. It took us a year and a half to get over the newness of the club. Start bashing it.
Honeymoon's over.
Mm-hmm. Appears to be. That would have been a good opportunity for others to get to go to the game and experience the stadium.
And it's a great experience.
Yeah.
Howdy. Big news out of our booming metropolis this morning. STL Today's top headline reports we're in the running for the 2028 NAIA Ultimate Frisbee Regional Championships. Your move, Boston, LA, and Jerome, Idaho. Heading into my men's coffee club. I'll keep you posted. That's some Jim Lemon talking dragon slaying. Jim Lemon talking dragon slaying.
Okay.
Jerome, Idaho.
And what is it? NAIA, what is it?
The 2028 NAIA NCAA Ultimate Frisbee Regional Championship.
Oh, that would be nice to have.
Well, we couldn't
Think
get
of
the
the money
Olympics.
that would pour into the city if we had that.
Couldn't get the Olympics, so we got that.
Yeah.
That would almost
So
be even funnier as if they changed the 2028 Olympics from LA to St. Louis out of nowhere.
Oh, gosh.
The infrastructure.
Yeah. You'd have to run the track in the dome, I guess. Wouldn't that go over well?
That'd be really funny.
Doug, I missed the Colts game yesterday. Forgot they played, but I am golfing this morning. Any tips? Thanks. That's from Brian Henshin. Yeah, Colts and Broncos. Jared Stidham, Doug's, got the start this week. Bo Nix next week.
Yeah.
And Brian Henshin was there to talk it over with Sean Payton. He will call in right now. He is working on a short game, though.
Okay, yeah. Well, Henshin's short game needs some work. Even though he is short, his short game still needs work.
No. STL, and then Sweet Kai's using profanity. He uses the S word. I mean, City is dead. What's the next franchise we can lose?
Oh,
Sweet Kai. And he says, isn't he a Cape Codian?
You're already talking about moving out of St. Louis.
I don't know what his beef is, and that was like a 101 text from Kai.
You're disappointed in your boy.
Yeah,
With Sweet Kai and Chi-Town stand up.
He was not.
Interesting.
He was not, and he's a friend, but he was not invited to the wedding. However, all the love to Sweet Kai.
Why was he snubbed?
Yeah, interesting.
I was in charge of the invitation.
But Big Boy Mark got to go.
Well, his sister was getting married.
Interesting.
Still doesn't seem very fair.
He gave a great speech.
Big Boy Mark did?
Oh, it was great. It was outstanding.
We have the audio.
I have it on my phone, but that's for me. It's for me and the family. It was a really good time. Union Station in Chicago, the whole Great Hall where you go with the trains, all for this wedding. It was unbelievable.
Oh, so this was an expensive get-together.
It was like the biggest wedding venue I've ever
wealth.
seen. It's like the biggest wedding venue I have ever
No wonder
seen.
Kai wasn't invited.
He couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Well, it was a high-class affair.
I would say. It was a big weekend in Chicago too. White Sox, Cubs, and they had their little air show thing that they do, the Chicago Air Show. It was popping. People were out.
Guys, it was the biggest collapse of a PGA golfer in quite a few years Sunday. And that was Matt Kuchar?
I read that he stopped on the 72nd hole, like he pulled out.
Yeah, everybody else finished up, and he decided to come back and finish up today, making the grounds crew come back on a Monday morning. He was literally the only one. He had to finish half a hole.
And he had blown a lead already?
No, that's a separate thing. Doug, one of your guys that you had on your team, had a nice little comfy lead and had an eagle, and then he went quadruple bogey and kind of fell apart there.
Let me darn.
He had an eagle putt and got a quadruple bogey?
No, he had an eagle on a hole, and then he followed it up with a quad bogey. He had 3 putts from inside 3 feet.
Oh, God.
No, I've done that.
God. Yeah.
Well, with the final day of the Olympics, it's hard to keep up with kind of minor golf events, isn't it?
Oh!
I'm not going to listen to you talk about the Wyndham like that.
Yeah.
And Iggy got a win. Iggy defeated Doug. Yeah.
Really?
How is that possible?
Well, hold on.
Didn't he say he had the winner?
Doug had the guy that collapsed. I think he
Oh.
finished second.
Have you talked to him?
I'm looking at the leaderboard now.
Not yet, no.
Aaron Rye won. Good for him.
Why is Matt Kuchar still out there? He's not even.
He was tied for 12th, and he hit his drive on 18 and then walked off the course and said, "I'll finish up tomorrow, boys," because of darkness.
You're allowed to do that?
So was he in the final group? I guess, but he finished 12th. The hell happened?
No, I'm sorry. Doug won. I was looking at the Olympics.
Doug, so much information is coming in this Munganess St. Louis Acura.
Well, because technically the tournament's still going on, so I was looking in recent.
This
This
was like Jordan Childs thinking she's won a bronze medal and then have it taken away from her.
Yeah, so Doug having Grazerman.
Yeah, that's the guy that collapsed.
Yes.
Okay.
Despite having 3 guys who missed the cut, Doug wins. We hemorrhaged money, though.
No.
So the children.
Time for a cash call, Doug.
The children will be billed, but and this is.
But I'm
tough.
still winning despite doing research.
Yeah, but I guess the tournament's still going on technically.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
according to this, Kuchar's +1. He's done for the day. So.
Okay. That's goofy.
You don't have the option just to quit while everyone else is playing, do you?
Well, I'm sure when they sound the horn for darkness, you can finish the hole or come back. If there's no lightning involved, you always have the option to finish the hole you started. So he could have finished. I'm sure his playing partner wasn't happy. I don't understand why you do it. You're in 12. You're like 50.
And I would understand it if he was in a position to like make the playoff, if he had a certain score on that hole, but that was not that was not the case.
Oh yeah, sure. If you need like a birdie to win the hole or a par or whatever, and it's dark, but you're in 12th place. You're already 2 over for the day. Just get out.
And this was after the grounds crew did a great job to get the course ready. I think they finished the second round yesterday and then went rounds 3 and 4. So nice on Cooch to have everybody come back for him to take a couple shots on Monday morning.
Loompster disagrees. He said he was upset that they told him to hit, and he hit into the group in front of him. They did not. Oh, they did that so they could finish. Theoretical horn. Doug, theoretical horn.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just read what's in the prompter.
Sometimes Tim does a theoretical horn when he asks Jeopardy questions.
Oh, it's a theoretical horn.
And
it's a French horn.
You played the horn as a child.
Trumpet, and you played the liquor stick?
Yes, I did.
Matt Rocchio plays the tuba, present.
Still does to this day. Yeah.
He did it to take the attention off of Grazerman's collapse, you morons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that
So
make us
people
a
are going to
moron?
forget about it Monday morning?
This is like drunk history where just people just send in what is happening. We're trying to piece it together, text by text.
The playing partners finished. Kuchar was the only player not to finish. Crew and volunteers had to come back this morning. He's the ultimate scumbag. That's from Jervis Barrett.
You think that's a little far? Scumbag?
Well, this Kuchar topic, Doug, I thought it was going to be Ritter's football team or the Worldwide Technology Raceway. But look at this.
How does that
These scumbags on the fan page.
And how does that take pressure off of Grazerman's collapse? Yeah, go sleep on it and come back tomorrow.
Well, Kuchar's, I'm sure, the only one coming back today.
Yeah, so it didn't even matter.
The rest hopped on airplanes and went back home or wherever they go next.
Harrison's brother Master says, read about it. It's true.
We're not reading about anything. We'll make stuff up before we read and learn stuff.
Yeah,
Cut that off. That's kind of the show's mantra.
Well, if that's the case, it makes no sense. Way to collapse, buddy. I'll come back tomorrow and they'll forget all about it. They'll talk about me. They won't talk about your collapse.
Why would you even need all the other volunteers? There's not going to be any fans out there. It's going to be one guy playing one hole.
I don't believe it. I don't even believe the grounds crew did anything. 'Cause you can't really change the hole in the middle of a round.
And the difference between finishing 12th or 13th is probably $10,000, $20,000 or so.
Yeah.
This guy probably already worth $30 million. Yeah.
I don't know his net worth.
I don't know. I imagine he's been around a while. I imagine it's up there.
Kuchar cucking Grazerman from bad PR. Did he berate him too? That's from Big Ten Talty. Cooch is a national hero. That's from the Total Package.
I can't get a
nice
straight
spin.
answer. I thought he was a scumbag.
The fan page calling Lyles a bum because he got bronze in the 200 might be the most loser thing I've ever seen. Shut up, fats. Shut up, losers. Shut up, sads. Thanks, that's Caleb Mandrake's stepdad. Doug,
Okay.
I'm not sure what this is about. But I'm not sure what the Matt Kuchar thing's about either.
Wasn't he the guy who had COVID and decided to race? And instead of, he was the favorite, I believe.
He won the 100-meter Noah Lyles.
And finished third then the next race.
Yeah, 200.
I think a lot of people just complain about his demeanor,
Bit of
his
a hot dog.
personality. I love it. I mean, running is
You love hot dogs?
Running is a boring sport.
Why? Why is running a
little-
boring sport?
Well, they just hear a gun, they run for 10 seconds, it's over. But
That's one event.
He's got a personality, and I like that in sports.
Yeah, if it's a positive personality, it's good.
Well, it is.
If it's negative, mad at everybody, look at me.
He's not
it's not
mad.
so
He's
good.
just he likes himself.
You like someone who likes themselves.
No, I just don't understand all the hate for the guy. It's good for the sport.
He's taking a lot of shots at the NBA players.
He is?
He wouldn't go to Anthony Edwards' Adidas event because he hasn't been to an NBA Finals.
Yeah. He likes taking shots at the Hoopers. Which, hey,
okay,
good place to go. Join the crowd.
Those are two good hoop games.
I'd say so.
Oh, my God.
I'd say so.
Doug, I haven't let an audible, guttural moan out like that since Missouri LSU when Steph Curry hit his 4-3
Mm-hmm.
to wrap things. I mean, it wasn't his fourth, but like 4th and 2 minutes to wrap things up on Saturday. And then the women mount a Sunday charge and stave off embarrassment. Would you say stave off embarrassment? Boy, I bet there are a lot of outkick coverages stuck in drafts.
Yep. Yep. Deleted, sent to the ether. Rats.
Nafisha Collier had a good game. Made a big tip in there, St. Louis gal.
IWA?
I think so, yeah. When Steph Curry gets hot, you get the feeling he could shoot from anywhere.
It's unbelievable. That's why on that last one, it's like, you got to be kidding me. It reminded me of like the Magic Johnson All-Star Game 3, if anybody remembers that. I know that you can't because you weren't alive, but yeah, that was just insane.
Yeah, the fadeaway 3 with 2 guys on them. It's just 17 threes in the last 2 games. I mean, that's just stupid.
I'm still kind of surprised that 2 different countries, France and Serbia, could even stay close
they got a lot
to
of
the
NBA
talent that they put out. They have NBA talent, but they don't have LeBron and Curry and Embiid and and Durant, and they don't have the absolute best NBA talent.
It's a team game, Doug.
Well, France was close.
They weren't close to having the talent that the USA
But I mean,
had.
the game was close.
I know. I'm saying I'm surprised that both Serbia and France could play them that tough.
I mean, you got Jokic, who's won 3 MVPs on Serbia, and you got France, who's got a multiple-time Defensive Player of the Year, and Gobert, and Wemby.
They've got 1 or 2, but they don't have the premier players in the league. Maybe some of the best players that have ever played on the same team.
You know, it's interesting. Austin Rivers was talking, son of Doc Rivers, talking about how like you want to assemble this like Avengers-like team with the Team USA, but when you have guys who all 5 guys on the court are used to playing and being leading scorers on their team, it's kind of funky. You kind of need guys like Derek White or Drew Holiday who are used to playing second or third fiddle, you know, kind of team player guys to actually even it out. So when people are like, why isn't Tatum getting a lot of minutes? It's a lot of guys who are superstars on the team. You kind of need glue guys to fill in the gaps.
I'm still upset that he didn't get to play more.
I agree.
If you're a first-team All-NBA guy for, 2 or 3 years in a row now, and you can't hardly get on the court?
I know, it's wild. It's wild.
Hey, Doug. Do you want to talk with this guy? How could you have missed the 87 Olympic updates on the fan pin? Whole lot of fatties on their couches with the hottest of takes. That's from Doug's prison wallet.
I did kind of miss that.
What are the takes
They had some
hot
good
about?
takes?
I don't know. Why did you miss it, though?
My take was, as an old guy, I mean a really old guy, this will be unpopular, but I kind of miss the Olympic days with people like Jim McKay and Al Michaels calling the action instead of Snoop Dogg and Johnny Weir.
Snoop Dogg wasn't doing
Johnny
much
Weir was
play.
on there?
Snoop Dogg was everywhere.
But he was doing like highlights. He wasn't doing like
But he was
play-by-play.
all over the place. For what reason, I'm not really sure.
It was entertaining.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Was it? Or
I mean, that's subjective.
was it really entertaining? He was just out there. I don't know. Are they selling something? Are they selling the fact that he's going to be on The Voice?
I think that's a part of it. I think the fact that NBC has a lot of money tied up in Snoop Dogg is a reason.
I guess. I kept waiting for him to say something really hysterical or for it to all make sense. It never really did for me.
I mean, he's kind of like a person. If you jive with his personality, then I think you find him to be.
Did you find him
endearing.
hysterical on the Olympics?
Hysterical, no, but I'm he's not Don Rickles. You know, he's just I kind of like his personality. I find it endearing, and so when it's out there, I like it.
I just didn't know why they made such a big deal out of him. Almost, he was everywhere.
Doug, in the meantime, why don't you say something?
No.
At least he was spontaneous. Unlike, I guess it's today's show, Hoda. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Oh, no. What did Hoda do?
I mean, you can tell a couple times she waited till the camera was looking at her because they didn't actually, you could see they won the Olympic gymnast won the gold medal. And they're coming down the runway and she turns and goes, we on? Give me 5, girl. Give me 5, girl. Way to go. I told you. Just wait until the camera's on. Okay. I mean, just so fake.
Okay, gaslight girl boss gatekeep.
No.
She's yelling at every event and wait until the camera's on, and then they start hugging at the opening ceremony. Camera on us, let's hug. I mean, it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
She wants to get after it.
Oh, okay. I thought Mike Tirico was just outstanding all the way through, though.
He was.
He was just really, really good.
I texted him and told him that.
Oh, God, you're a good buddy.
No, I thought he did a great job.
Doug, Mark Hanna does a great job. Jackson will tell you about it. He's online at evergreenstl.com.
Hey, truer words haven't been spoken yet today.
That's my credo.
Love Mark Hanna. Love working with him. What starts with a 15, 20-minute phone call will be a great decision, a decision you'll look back on and thank yourself that you did 5, 10, 15 years down the road, even quicker than that, because you'll get it from the get-go with Mark Hanna that this guy understands finance, but not only that, conveying his message to his client. If someone like me doesn't really know a lot about finance, but knows I want to start saving money and get ahead of that, getting in touch with Mark Hanna is a great way to do that because he explains the process throughout. And so you know where your money's going, and if you have to make an adjustment, you can always get on the phone with Mark Hanna, talk it over with him. He'll ease your nerves. You'll feel better getting off the phone than you get on it. And to me, that's worth everything. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna. It's one of the best decisions I've made in my young adult life. You know, you talk about graduating college, getting a job, starting your adulthood. Getting in touch with someone like Mark Hanna is such a great idea, even if you're a little bit later in life. Great idea to talk to Mark Hanna. Call him today.
314-889-0503. 314-889-0503. That's Mark Hanna. Evergreen Wealth Strategies, a wonderful gentleman. Well, as we said at the outset of the program, new sponsors on the show today with Schaefer Door Company taking over the real estate that is the text inbox sponsorship. Schaefer Door Company sets aside Monday morning standby service for doors that break over the weekend. So if your garage door broke over the weekend, they have windows set aside specifically to get out there today, this morning, to fix it for you. Online at schaeferdoor.com, SCHAEFERDOOR.com, and they set up a number just for TMA listeners to call or to text 636-782-3608. They service all kinds of garage doors for both service and also new installations. They service commercial doors as well. If you run a business or warehouse with big, tall doors, Schaefer is experienced in these types of jobs. The business has multiple multi-family members working there, big enough to get any job done, but small enough to talk with any person who can have important questions. And the service techs are not commission-based at Schaefer Door. Go to schaeferdoor.com or call or text 636-782-3608. Schaefer Door is a Clopay Master Authorized Dealer. It's Schaefer Door. We got a caller, Doug, and this caller is, I believe, unhappy about Chairman Kurt's comments on Friday regarding the Washington County Fair.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And reached out to me via email to convey his unhappiness. Chairman Kurt, did you go to the Washington County Fair this weekend?
No, I missed it this year.
Okay. But you went last year and you said it was foul?
There was an undeniable odor in the air.
All right. Well, this gentleman is Matt from St. Francis Borgia High School, and he would like to defend the fair. Good morning, Matt. You're on the Collier and Thompson phone lines.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good morning. Hey, thanks for having me on. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you now. Yeah, you picked up the phone, you got it off speaker, and now we hear you fine.
Doug, I'm at that age. Technology is not always a friend. So I appreciate you guys getting me in.
Well, sure.
Listen, I want to clarify. I'm not really unhappy with what KG said. As a fellow native Jefferson Countyan, or longtime resident of Jefferson County, I certainly understand his ethos. But I was there a lot this weekend. I didn't notice a particular odor, so maybe that was a one-time thing from last year. But it was a different kind of event. We didn't have Nelly this year. We had Flow Rider 2 years ago.
Ooh.
And so this year, I think perhaps the odor that we noticed each of the last 2 years, there was a certain smoky essence floating over the crowd at those concerts.
You like that, Doug? Smoky essence?
I don't mind it, yeah. Nice.
That certainly contributed to, I think, the overall essence of the event. But we had the Goo Goo Dolls were here on Friday. It was a surprisingly good show, and I'm in my early 50s, so that's right in my wheelhouse music-wise as far as them being a big-time thing in the 90s and such. And then, of course, Travis Tritt was here Saturday, and for us, we're 50 miles west of St. Louis. Certainly, we would be characterized as kind of a country sort of area. That was a big deal. He had a really good crowd for that. But yeah, when I heard what KG was saying, was I a little hurt? Certainly. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal for us out here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but certainly it's a cleaner environment than I think that was kind of being painted to be. It's not like a place that you can't bring your kids. There was kids everywhere. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, a wonderful event, and things like that. So just wanted to call and say, thanks for talking about it. We've heard you guys mention Washington a couple times on the show. Mm-hmm. Mentioned St. Francis Borgia came up, I think a couple weeks ago. Jackson was talking about, I believe, shooting three.
God, they can shoot the rock.
Yeah, they can. They're always a good basketball team.
A wet jumper, I think, was the term I heard at some point. And on the fan page, I actually offered up the gym here at St. Francis Borgia. If we ever want to have that 3-point shooting contest, we can absolutely make that happen.
I'm not taking on any alumni from St. Francis Borgia. That's a fool's errand. Boy, can they shoot!
And that's their house.
They fill it pretty good. We've got there's 5 state championship bangers hanging in the roof in the rafters in there. Coach Nyer is just hit 800 wins last year, and one of I think 5 coaches in the state of Missouri that's done that. But yeah, anytime, Jackson, we'd love to have you out here. Now, when you played against Borgia back in the day, am I remembering that correctly?
Oh yeah.
And was that at your barn, or was that out here?
Oh, they took the trip up to Ladue, and it didn't matter where the rims were; they were knocking it down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So, how did you get to play in that particular contest?
Good question.
Okay, a little shot. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, you did. You got it in a few minutes?
Sure. Guy probably smacked 2 threes in my eyeball.
Sounds like the guy from St. Gabe's.
Fungo?
Yeah, it sounds like the Fungo of St. Borgia.
So. And I'll let you guys get. I know you got a tremendously busy show, but I do want to say, Doug, been a big fan for a long time. Been a big fan of the show. This is on my bucket list, a chance to talk to you boys. And
nice.
It all started when an old job of mine. And the first time I heard the show, I walked by a guy's office, and he was laughing hysterically. And it was I would imagine Swope can tell us the date, but it was the day after the Adrian Peterson rant.
Doug, the Adrian Peterson rant, he cost you a fantasy football matchup.
Well, I was not happy that day for sure. I was hopping mad. I mean, livid.
You were ready to take somebody's measure. There's no question about that. But he was just dying laughing, playing a replay of it, and he said, "You know who Doug Vaughn is?" I said, "That really hot guy on News 4." And he said, "Absolutely." And he said, "You got to he's really upset."
Yeah.
And of course, I'm a lemming for News 4, so I had to check it out, and it was just fantastic radio, and I've been hooked ever since. So really appreciate what you guys do and the show, and you've been able to keep up with the 8 different spots on the dial where you've been, but really, really love it. So thank you guys so much for what you do.
Thank you so much, Matt. What a kind sentiment.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
Well, Doug, unfortunately, not
Unfortunately, pinkle him a little. I'm sorry.
Because he's a nice guy, our listeners don't like it.
I saw someone say we have a walrus bee boop, bee boop.
Yeah. Doug, I mean, this is do any other radio shows in the country take calls to update us on county fairs. They are not happy with this. If calling into TMA is on your bucket list, you need to take a serious look in the mirror. Once you're done looking in the mirror, grab the nearest toaster and cannonball into the bathtub. That's little Tommy Trippets. He wants him to cannonball.
That's so mean. And the toaster has to be plugged in for it to electrocute you.
Matt, jump in the river, and I hope to see your lifeless body float by later today. That's Chairman Stephen Wildwood. He was the listener of the year, and those are his sentiments.
A guy calls in
tequila
and says he enjoys the program, and our listeners want him dead.
Chaps go die.
Matt, my bucket list item would be if you would jump off the Washington, Missouri bridge. It's Ernie Borkman. Why does a kind call about the Washington, is it the Town and Country Fair?
Yeah, that's the one.
It's called the Town and Country Fair.
I'm sure they had
false
They had
advertising.
probably 10,000 people out there this weekend.
So I guess I missed this was a Friday topic. This was KG
Yeah.
kind of went after him.
He didn't let him have
a
it.
brief clip.
Yeah.
I don't even know how it came up,
Wonderful
but I don't know how anything comes
You
up.
were you were reading an article about
Adam Wainwright was playing.
Yeah, concerts
the
coming
10
up in
things to do in St. Louis.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Adam Wainwright at the Washington Town and Country Fair was listed, and Chairman actually had gone there last year and said it smelled badly.
I could see that.
And I stand by that take. Matt sounded like a great guy, but dog, your fair is just a stinky cesspool.
Well, I think if you were to gather 10,000 people anywhere, for the most part, you would get somewhat of an odor. I guess it's weather dependent, but like on a hot day in St. Louis, where could you have a festival with 10,000 people?
You're going to smell a lot of funnel cakes.
And listen,
some of the roadies.
I'm very familiar with the smoky essence that he was describing, and that wasn't it.
Would you say Jeffco in general sometimes has a smoky essence?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. And when we say smoky, we're talking dart smoke?
No, I'm talking like
meth,
Plowhawk.
Oh, reefer pot.
Chairman, you're taking, I don't know if this was from Doug, would it be Washingtonian? That beer?
Yeah, I think so.
KG has a touch of elitism. Uh-oh, unrelatable alert.
Yeah.
KG has a touch of elitism regarding all of this, which is odd considering he went to Seckman pumping his own tires since he lives in South City now. He lives on the wrong side of Hampton, if I had to bet. That's from the 314. Doug, we high school, Shane.
What's the right side of Hampton?
The west side.
Ah, rats.
Are you on the right side or the wrong side?
Probably what most would consider the wrong side. That's all I could afford.
That's too bad. That's a shame.
But I'm not backing down from this fair take. I believe Carlos Spicy Wiener was there over the weekend, and he had my back on that. He said the odor was back.
Was it?
Is it like a sewer odor, or is it like a body odor thing?
There's a tinge of body odor, but what I was picking up was from the stables and the farm animals that seemed to...
excrement is
Well,
what
you're
you're
not
talking
going to get away
about.
from that if it's kind of a 4-H type of deal. You're not going to get away from that. If it's a small town, look at our livestock. You're always going to smell that. You smell that at Grant's farm, but you don't say, "Oh my God, I can't believe the odor." You just understand that that's animals.
I've been to Grant's farm, Doug, and this was Grant's farm odor on steroids.
Oh my God, it's poo.
Yep.
Okay.
You put that on your resume? Took third place in the biggest pig contest.
Plowboy talks about he had a prize pig. Mm-hmm. He always talks about that back in Canton.
Prize pig.
Yeah. The Peoria Fair or something. I remember him talking about that.
That's big stuff in the small towns.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're hanging your hat on Travis Tritt, then there's nothing I can do for you.
And you don't like him now.
What's your beef? I don't know who it is.
Different strokes, different folks, but he's not my guy.
I know Flo Rida.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're going up against, I think there were 6 concerts in St. Louis Saturday night.
Okay. We're at Happening Place. All the acts want to come here.
But Matt sounded like a great guy.
He did. Wonderful gentleman.
I'd prefer he stay alive.
Oh, wow. How about that? Okay, so he gets one vote. Yeah, you can't call in here and be pleasant. You can't do that. That'll get you nowhere.
And we wonder why people sometimes are hesitant to call in.
Right.
Carlos Spicy Winter says it was FUPA season out there. Yikes.
Oh,
That's
but
Carlos Spicy Winter.
everything I heard on Friday was how many baddies were out there.
Doug, you'll
What
see
does
a
that
lot
mean?
of baddies at the Washington Town and Country Fair.
What does that mean exactly? Define baddie.
Oh, 9s and 10s.
Good-looking
really?
women.
A lot of baddies at the wedding in Chi-Town stand-up.
I have blinders. I'm a man in love.
Wow.
Good answer. Good
well,
answer.
based on Big Cream trying to say some slick stuff about what I was doing. Nope, not me.
I got my back blown out at the Creed concert Friday night. That's from the 636.
Been there, done that.
Where is my...
With holes wide open.
Sorry, I guess the promoter should check with Iggy before scheduling shows. That's from the Veiled Prophet.
I didn't say that. I just said there was a lot of concerts. Almost every venue that was available had a concert.
It was a great weekend. Great weekend.
And it's all different, genres of music. I'm sure people went to Fogarty, didn't take people away from seeing Creed or Pink or Marilyn Manson and Five Finger Death Punch.
Marilyn Manson was in town?
Yeah, I thought he was canceled, but County Open for 5-figure. So all different genres. So
There are probably some cities that have that every weekend in the summer. It's nice that we could have a big weekend.
Could be.
Yeah. So, which one did you go to?
I went to Fogarty.
And?
He's lost a little bit on his fastball, but it was an enjoyable concert. Almost all Creedence Clearwater music. So
yeah.
I had never seen him before. I had tickets to Bush, but I think I've seen him 3 times in the last 3 years. I mean, he's here every year.
Mike Bush gave a concert?
No, Gavin Rossdale.
Oh.
I think they play here every year. So I went to Fogarty.
Well, he's turning 80 next May.
How about that?
That's stunning to me that they're still doing it.
It's understandable he lost a couple of miles per hour on the fastball, approaching 80 years old.
He can still play guitar, but he talks a lot of his lyrics.
Well, you would say that his voice probably takes out a little bit more of a energy than some other artists, someone who sings like Fogarty.
Well, and Steven Tyler, I'm sure his voice got a real workout.
Another prime
and
example.
at age 76, he says, I can't do it anymore. And we're all like, what?
Well, because Mick Jagger's out there dancing like he's 14 again.
Yeah, he's always had like CCR wasn't he's not a crooner. You know, he did a lot of screaming.
Steven Tyler certainly did some screaming.
Did anyone else?
That long.
Did anyone else see Iggy chasing after Learn this past weekend at Grub and Groove? There was a group following his cigarette smoke like a fat person chasing after a cookie. That's from the South City Hoosier aficionado. I was at Grub and Groove.
I was at Grub and Groove.
You were at Grub and Groove with Learn?
I wasn't there.
Hello, Iggy.
Well,
you zoned out there for a second.
Well, no, because KG said I was there, and then Tim said, "Were you chasing Learn?" I thought I was talking to KG.
Yeah.
Because he answered the question.
Did you chase Learn?
I wasn't at Grub and Groove.
And
so why wouldn't you just
for 1 second stop talking about Learn, dude? Just give it a rest.
I didn't bring it up.
It was a South City Hoosier aficionado. So that text is a false text. It's been flagged.
All right.
Boy, this is a great weekend for Grub and Groove.
Oh my God! Went there with the whole family, and I just kept because I think they started it. Doug, they started 7-8 years ago.
I'm not even sure what it is.
It's at Francis Park. And music throughout the day. I guess it started at 2. Food trucks up and down. Is that Donovan? Up and Donovan?
I don't know what street it is.
And just the weather was perfect. Holy crap. I mean, this weather has just been incredible.
It was.
See Learn?
I did not see Learn.
Gosh.
Apparently, this gentleman saw you chasing her around Francis Park.
What night was that?
It was Saturday evening.
I was at Fogarty.
There you go.
I was up in St. Charles County.
You chase anyone there?
No. Saw a few people I knew and some listeners.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with?
Just a friend.
Doug.
Oh, gosh.
Doug.
Lady entered the picture just now.
I was at Grub and Groove. It was the 13th year. That's from Dan.
13th year.
13th year. Wow,
Boy,
wow.
I'll tell you what, that Francis Park is great for events like that.
Yep.
That's a perfect city park for exactly what Grub and Groove is. I went last year. Unfortunately, couldn't go this year because of the wedding, but Grub and Groove is really, really fun.
Yeah, the weather was absolutely perfect. Can't say enough good things. Tip of the cap to the people that pulled that off.
Going to be perfect for another couple days until it gets a little toasty this later in the week.
The forecast still looks friendly to me.
Well, friendly, but I think it's going to be in the 90s.
Yeah, I think Thursday may hit 90.
Thursday, 93. Okay. All right. I stand down.
Nice day for Green Day.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to that.
Couldn't get in the 70s for that. No, let's get back up in the mid-90s.
Well, either way, Design Air will take care of it for you.
Oh, sure.
That air conditioning goes out. Here comes Seth Goldcamp. Here comes his staff.
Hello, Seth.
Yep, 4th generation. His great-grandfather started it, and now Seth carries on the tradition of fixing it and saying, here's the deal, here's the price, no upselling, thank you for your business. That's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Doug's a client, Iggy's a client, I'm a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client as well? DesignAirService.com, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Design Air Heating and Cooling. If anything goes wrong with your air conditioning, DesignAirService.com is where you go, and they will fix it up quick, fast, and in a hurry. They have taken care of our homes. We recommend they take care of your homes. Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at DesignAirService.com, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's 8:01 in St. Louis. We close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is now right at your fingertips here in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited about launching our Circus Sports app in Illinois. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high betting limits, tight money line splits, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. Start betting like a pro from anywhere in Illinois.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
You gotta question these things.
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
I'm here to learn, everybody!
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim explore one of the most bizarre events in medieval history, the trial of Pope Formosus' corpse.
Is he dead or what?
Okay, do you not know what a corpse is? Never mind. As I was saying, discover how this 9th century pope was exhumed and put on trial by his successor.
I object.
And learn about the political intrigue, the strange customs, and the ultimate fate of the cadaver.
What's that smell?
Oh, that would be me.
Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the morning after live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
Man, it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great.
Right. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster, so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPN TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Bah! Why? Welcome back. It's Teammates, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Doug, it's our first ever Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour. Welcome aboard to Fisher Window and Door, new sponsor here on TMA of the 8 o'clock hour. And that means the 9 o'clock hour is available because Schaefer Door Company is now the text inbox sponsor. How about that? They heard it was available. Right. Jason Gosrow said, oh, that's prime real estate. I'll take it. Schaefer Door, sponsor of the text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Collier & Thompson, sponsor of the phone line 636-9004 TMA. And Design Air, sponsor of our email of the day, Design Air Heating and Cooling. And you can sign up to be the TMA Listener of the Month via Milagro Tequila at TMASTL.com. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Doug, the Cardinals losing on Saturday night. What do we have here, Jackson? What audio is this?
What we got? Talking about Marmol and Andre Palante.
Yeah, what did he say?
And the loss. Well, here is the audio presently.
Doug, I didn't know that there was some juicy sound.
Here's the audio, Doug, presently.
Okay. He did a nice job for us, man. He really did. He's at 100 pitches, and he goes, the walk to the young, and then the fly ball that drops in center there. But outside of that, you think of some of the other kind of non-plays behind him. He was able to kind of stay focused, stay in the moment, stay present, and just keep attacking. And I thought he did a really nice job of that today. So, the walk to the young and then the base hit, and then kind of opened up from there. Fern came in, just wasn't sharp, didn't get ahead of guys, and they took some good swings off of him. And the Perez swing on King is got a ground ball guy, and unfortunately Perez gets underneath it and hits it a long way. So, it's a tough one.
Well, it's the kind of loss that might help him in September.
I'm sorry. I thought there was some meat on the bone.
He loves saying "yeah" at the end of every sentence. He uses it as a punctuation.
Do you have a problem with that?
I'll let it go this time.
I will too. I don't just get W's is all I care about. Yeah. But Fernandez, oof, that was tough. I couldn't watch much of it, given the wedding situation. But
with the loss, the Brewers did lose yesterday while the Cardinals. Doug, would you say they were idle?
I would say they were idle, so they just sat around twiddling their thumbs.
Correct. The Cardinals are 7.5 out of first place in the National League Central, and that is the largest, tied for the largest gap between first and second place. The Phillies lead the Braves by 7.5 as well. So the National League Central is going to require a Sunday charge in which the Cardinals basically go 5-1 or 6-0 in those 6 games they have with the Brewers. And then in the wild card, this is starting to turn into a bit of a situation as well. I don't know how many people are really monitoring it, but the Cardinals are 5.5 back of both the Padres and the Diamondbacks. And so you have, I guess, I don't know what your cutoff is for wild card contention. The Pirates are 5 back of the Braves. The Reds are 4.5 back of the Braves. The Cubs are 3 back of the Braves. The Cardinals are 1.5 games back of the Braves. The Giants are 1.5 games back of the Braves. And the Mets are a half game back of the Braves. And then you have the Braves at 61 and 56. All of those teams are competing for one spot. Because division-wise, the National League East and the National League Central look to be over. I mean, things can happen. We saw the 2011 Cardinals, certainly, but both the Phillies and the Brewers have 7.5 game leads, and the National League West is up for what Doug calls snatch grabs.
I call it
because the Diamondbacks and Padres are 3.5 back of the Dodgers, who rattled off 3 wins this weekend. Point being, if the Cardinals are going to get into the playoffs, they need to get the one spot that they are within 3 games of. Otherwise, they are well back of all of these other spots, and they are a 1.5 back of the Braves.
I know that's what a lot of people don't like, the playoff format, but it is what Major League Baseball was hoping for. I mean, if not, there'd be a lot of races that are over going into September. Now you got 5 or 6 teams fighting for one spot, so you got teams are still playing for something going into September, and I think that's what the MLB wanted, and that's what they got.
Right. That's exactly what they wanted. And whether your eye is on winning the Central or winning a wild card, it's still, either one is going to take an extended hot streak for the Cardinals. And with the wild card, at least you got a lot of other teams that have a chance to falter. I don't think the Brewers are going anywhere. But some of these other teams that they're battling with for the wild card, you know, they're not perfect teams by any means. So that's obviously the choice, the best option the Cardinals have of getting in.
The Cardinals, Doug, are actually 3.5 games up on the Pirates, and the Pirates now are the ones giving quarter and asking none?
No, asking for absolutely no quarter.
They are now a half game back of the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
My Pirates have lost 7 in a row, and it's an absolute dumpster fire for Pittsburgh. They don't really like to score.
No.
Very Iowa Hawkeyes football.
Yeah, they have the same colors and the same offensive mentality.
Yeah.
They have quite a little offense in Pittsburgh. Paul Skeens has now lost a couple games, though.
Yeah. I mean, the Pirates have actually scored more runs than the Cardinals this year. 1 more run. And that's a lot. Over the course of a season, that's a lot of runs.
It is, absolutely.
So the Cardinals have 3 against Cincinnati, Doug?
That's correct. That's how you pronounce it.
And then you go Dodgers at home, Brewers at home, Twins on the road, Padres at home, Yankees on the road, Brewers on the road. That's
Doug.
their next series.
Doug. And now we turn our attention to the Murray State game.
Probably so.
Speaking of Skeens, I saw a lot of, with the gymnastic team doing so well, I saw a lot of video of this. Are they engaged?
I think they're just dating.
Dating? I saw a lot of videos of her this week, and God, she shows a lot of butt when she's...
Oh, gosh. We were talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And we were talking about Paul Skeens, and I was talking about his wife, or his girlfriend.
And her buttocks.
She shows a lot of butt in her routines.
Can we get back to baseball, or is this the topic now?
I thought it was tied into baseball.
Okay.
Doug, all of these teams after the Reds, who want quarter and give none, are in the playoffs if the playoffs were to start today, including the Minnesota Twins.
I keep waiting for the Cardinals to get better offensively, and I guess it's just not going to happen. It just isn't. They're not going to hit with runners in scoring position. It's just not going to happen.
I believe, if I read correctly, they were 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position on Friday and still won the game.
Woot!
Yeah.
I guess it's a woot. They scored double digits somehow, going 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Thank you, Victor Scott.
When I watch Nootbaar hit now, he looks an awful lot like Gorman, where he pulls off the ball. I don't know how either one of them ever hits a pitch on the outside part of the plate.
They do it well.
And I guess they don't do it well. And that explains why they're hitting like 200.
Gorman does a lot of striking out. He does
does he ever?
Striking out.
Does he ever?
And now Burleson's kind of adopted this, or if Burleson is swinging, he's swinging as hard as a human being can ever swing.
Yeah,
now he barrels
off.
Yeah. But.
Bernie Mikla is writing, let's face it, the Cardinals have too many flaws, squander too many opportunities, and cannot be trusted. In other words, they stink.
Oh.
I liked his, he put where it was like every angle you could look at this Cardinal team, and the best one I saw was just mediocre. Like, that's one word. They're mediocre.
Yeah, they're an average team.
We've seen average teams go far in the playoffs, seen them miss the playoffs. Yes, playoffs.
But I think they're less than average offensively, better than average with the bullpen.
But on paper, they should be.
Everything else is about average.
On paper, they should be well above average offensively.
When Arenado and Goldschmidt regressed to become average players, they lost their edge there.
That sums it up nicely. There's a developing situation that I am super fired up about. Jordan Walker has been raking. Jordan Walker has been raking. I don't know if they would consider calling him up. Benjamin Hochman writing in the Post-Dispatch this morning that they should call him up. He has been on a tear, and this came out of nowhere, man. He had a terrible July, but he has been on fire, and he has been hitting the hell out of the ball, home runs included, but also just hard-hit baseballs. This is super encouraging. I mean, again, because of the postseason format, you can be an average team and go and win the pennant. So Cardinals still could win the pennant, World Series. It's just kind of the way that it is. But as we've said often, I don't think anybody sits around and says they are a great baseball team. So then you sit there and go, should they call them up, considering what you were talking about? The offensive production is absolutely below average, if not bad. And one of the core issues is the right-handed bat. So I'm wondering if that is something that is going through their minds as they need some form of heater here in order to get themselves into the playoffs.
Why in the world wouldn't you bring him up? If scoring runs is the biggest problem, and you've got this guy that you have projected to be a future star now tearing it up in AAA, why wouldn't you bring him up?
Fair question.
Yeah.
What's the plus side in not having him come up?
Hochman writes, entering July 24th, Walker had a .234 average and a .657 OPS, but in the following 16 games, he has hit .343, so more than 100 points higher than his average. And of the 23 hits, 5 have been home runs. I mean, that was the issue. I think up until that stretch, he had 1 or 2 home runs the entire year at Memphis. 6 were doubles, and 1 was a triple. So 11 singles, 12 extra base hits. His batting average has gone from .234 to .257, and his OPS has gone from .657 to .747.
Bring him up. Bring him up. Get him up off the farm. Put him in the middle of the lineup. Nice. Put him in right field. Put him in left field.
What are you
Put him at DH. Let him play.
What are you going to do about Brandon Crawford?
Sit down, Crawford. Sit down. Do we need Brandon Crawford? Have you made a really good play Saturday?
Is this a conversation from December, or is this in the middle of August?
Do they need it? Do they need Matt Carpenter? Do they never use Carpenter, do they?
Would they possibly demote Nolan Gorman down to AAA?
That would make more sense to me than just about anything else.
Get him at bats every day.
Help him find the stroke.
Benjamin Hochman also writes, because Victor Scott, when he's getting chances, he's hitting the ball hard, man.
I just want him to be more athletic.
Okay.
There's the narrative.
Baseball prospectus writer Jacob Edelman, Benjamin Hochman writes, pointed out that Walker changed his stance on July 24th. Boy, there's a lot of stance changing. Victor Scott with the leg kick, Walker with the stance change, notably with a more open front leg, and Walker is drilling home runs of lengths such as 425 and 434 feet in just the past 2 days. Mazalek talked to Benjamin Hochman and said what he's doing is very encouraging. We are excited with what he is doing. With regard to consistency, I would say seeing to what he has done is a good indication of where he is heading. Hold on a second. I would say seeing to what he has done is a good indication of where he is heading.
I don't like the sentence structure. I don't. But if there's a type of guy that you don't mind up there swinging for the fence, Walker would be the guy. He's got the body type to hit 40 or more.
Yeah.
So open the stance and try to pull it and yank it out of the park. I see that more than somebody like Nootbaar or Gorman, although Gorman's got terrific power.
Mazalek went on to say, time will tell, but great to see his positive steps forward.
I don't like that.
That's an important quote.
I don't like that.
The quote was, it's nice to see him playing better.
Time will tell, but it's nice to see.
Get him up here.
Yeah, I guess he can't.
Sit down, anybody.
Tip his hand too bad.
Put anybody on the bench and get him up.
Good morning.
Hello.
I really don't know. I mean, you got to try to get in, and this guy's raking. I don't know what the downside is. Play him. It's not like you're benching somebody who's raking.
No.
Yeah.
And I guess Nootbaar would be the odd man out.
Nootbaar, I really don't like. Gorman seems like a guy who really needs everyday at bats. You put him down at AAA and you bring him up. I don't see the downside.
But that's an entirely different position. Gorman doesn't really affect Walker.
No, I know, but it's not like you have you have middle infielders. You have guy Brendan Donovan can play in that spot. You have guys
but
who can
what
play there.
outfielder are you going to take out?
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Burleson's got to be out there
Well,
somewhere.
If there's a lefty on the mound, you take out any except Burley, probably, right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
You still got to have a center fielder.
Victor Scott, VS2, Argo.
All right. So you're going to play
have a problem with that.
Scott and Walker. That's how the season started. Scott and Walker and
Newt.
All left-handed.
And Burley.
Two out of three.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're probably just waiting for somebody to get hurt.
And Pham. You put him
Yeah, we'll work him
back
in.
deep on the bench.
See, this is what I'm saying. Log jam.
That's why they don't bring him up. There's just too much talent ahead of him.
Too many other guys. Yeah. But I mean, we just listed the opponents you have upcoming next.
It's time, Jackson.
The B-fib, the optimistic thing is this is an opportunity to make up a lot of ground in the races. And if you're going to play in October, these are the teams you're going to be playing against. So this is the opportunity. It's now or never. If you're going to do it, if this team is really a little bit better than average, you got to have a winning record against these teams. Otherwise, you're going to be on the outside looking in probably for the rest of the year.
The core issue, and right at the trade deadline, I made reference to Bernie Miklasz' tweet saying they stink. Bernie wrote a column after the deadline and said, this is now Lars Nootbaar's time because of where they are. He had returned, and the team is going to have a direct correlation to how he performs. Well, so far in the month of August, Lars Nootbaar is 3 for 21 with 6 strikeouts. He's hitting 143 with an OPS of 351. And of Cardinal offensive players, there's only one gentleman who has major league at-bats who has lower numbers. Doug, that's the guy you say you think should be starting every day, and that's Brandon Crawford.
They should build around him. For the year, Nootbaar's hitting 227 with 23 RBIs. That's your starting outfielder.
Can we get the Plowhawk on the line just to get a Nootbaar take?
I mean, as high hopes as they have for him developing into a quality player, he's just not there right now.
Did you say
maybe he's the one you send down?
A 370 OPS?
No. You're giving him credit. 351 in August.
That's a 351 OPS.
And the thing is, listen, it's not been a great year by any means for Arenado and Goldschmidt, as we've made reference, but Arenado has the second highest OPS on the team in the month of August. He's at 847. He's only 8 points back of Mason Wynn. And Goldschmidt has the third highest. He's at 793. So
at some point, you'd like some of these other guys to step up and take their spot as they hit the primes of their career.
Right.
Talking about Nootbaar specifically. Yeah. It looks like Burleson has done that. It waited a couple years for that to happen, but it happened. And now it might have taken a year and a half for Walker to find a stroke, and it looks like he's got it. So get him up here. Get him up off the farm.
Steven Time wants to place a wager with you. Doug, I bet you a milkshake they don't call him up. He's gone come December. That's from Steven Time. You want to bet?
Who's gone?
I assume he's talking about Jordan Walker?
So he's saying
I would bet on that. Yeah.
They won't.
Steven Time, you got to bet.
Yeah.
But is he also saying that he's gone, in December, Jordan Walker will not be on the Cardinals?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I would bet that.
All right, Steven Time, the bet has been booked. Jackson, you track these, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
That's a guy, you just look at his athletic potential and you think he could be a big-time player.
Absolutely.
This is exactly what enrages me with the Cardinals. What seems like obvious moves they don't make. And then you see that bespectacled, pompous MFer with a sweater tied around his neck. Fires us! That's from Chairman Stephen Wildwood. He's looking down the ball.
The sweater bugs more people than anything I know.
Good morning.
What about the bow tie?
The sweater and the bow tie is just too much for many of us to handle. Some of the guys, it could be that they can't put Nootbaar down, they can't put Gorman down because they played too much contractually. They'd have to clear waivers or something. I don't know how all that works necessarily. But when you've been in the league a few years, it's not always easy just to send somebody down.
Gotta hate agreeing with you in any form.
Steven Time has said lock in the bet. Doug, you are on the line for a milkshake.
Okay.
He doesn't pay his milkshake bets anyway. Don't worry.
Steven Time doesn't pay his bets?
No, Doug.
I owe you. I still owe you a milkshake for the wind-aided golf ball that you hit.
Hurricane ball.
Yeah, it was a wind-aided.
It sure was.
Well, in the offseason, their plan in case Wynn didn't work out was Brandon Crawford. Can you imagine if Wynn isn't doing what he did, where this team would be?
Yeah. He's been one of the biggest pleasant surprises I've had of the whole year.
Love watching Mason Wynn play.
I do too.
Great
like
shortstop.
at bat, and anytime the ball is coming to him, it is must see television. Iggy, did Steven Time pay you the $50?
Developing. Doug, things are developing.
Ali Marmol
Yeah, he
wasn't
paid.
canned. All right.
I think he paid you. No, he put it. I joined Venmo.
Paid. All right. So Steven Time will owe Doug a milkshake if Jordan Walker is
that
still
called-
on the team in December, or won't call him up. I don't know what.
I guess by first of the year.
Okay.
Maybe.
Doug, I know you monitor the Rays.
Very close.
Would you like to take a guess who has the highest OPS on the Rays in the month of August?
Dylan Carlson?
That's correct.
Yeah.
He would have the highest OPS on the Cardinals by about 300 points. He's at, what does Brandon Kiley say? Use the point or don't use the point?
Don't use the point.
1,119. That is his OPS for the month of August. He is 6 for 19 with 2 home runs. And what do you have? 22 home runs when the Cardinals traded him?
I think he had any.
Okay.
Well, don't trade with the Rays. They know something that everyone doesn't.
Yeah, but look at what Sean Armstrong's done.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing.
I got my ass lit up on 101 when I was saying I don't get, it's like these riding the waves of emotion. I'm a sociopath, so I don't feel it. I'm just like, I liked the Fetty trade quite a bit. I'm a little concerned how we all love the Fetty trade so much, but, I love the Fetty trade, and Tommy Pham makes me think that the Dodgers must know something about Tommy Edman. That's what's in the back of my head, but I love the trade. I don't get what the Carlson trade was. And I'm not saying I thought he was going to be an all-star. What did you get out of that? I just don't get what you got out of that.
Nothing,
And that
nothing.
was said the day after. It wasn't like, because I'm like, let me wait 2 weeks and give a take once the cards are turned over.
They did that with Grichuk, too, when he was
They
still...
did. Lane Thomas was one.
Yeah, and they just get a 1 or 2 hitter, I guess a 3 hitter minimum now, reliever. They get a guy who pitch an inning or 2 a week and not do it particularly well. Although Carlson, I mean, he gave them nothing this year. You could see how they got frustrated with him. But you would think he would have some value in a trade.
He has options left.
Yeah.
And he's under team control for
That's what I'm
another year
saying.
or two.
I don't know that he'd be playing yet with the Cardinals.
But if you're not going to play him, fine. Then what about the minor leagues? Stephen Time is saying he paid in cash and he gave a Cardinal jersey.
Oh, that's right. He dropped it off at the front. There was cash in there. I knew you paid. I wouldn't. Because when I joined Venmo, I was getting all these putting dollars in there, and then somebody asked for money.
What now?
I didn't follow that.
Putting dollars in there? Who was putting dollars?
I would get a notification, such and such Venmo'd you $1.
Oh, that's
somebody
nice.
Venmo'd me 50 cents, and somebody said they're requesting $2 from you.
Yeah.
So
It's the magic of Venmo.
no, Stephen Tyne paid.
All right. Well, they're going to have to make a decision on Newt Barr, for sure.
Well, I mean, it starts at the Walker conversation, right?
Yeah. Because I think you're going to have Burleson as your left fielder for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably earned that for at least one more full season. And I think they want Scott or Ciani to be the center fielder.
Yeah.
And that would leave right field for Walker. And I don't know where Newt Barr or Pham fits in after this year. You just got, as an outfielder, you can't hit 227 with 3 home runs and 7 home runs and 23 RBI. You can't.
Yeah. I guess you could use Pham in pinch hit situations and the occasional lefty start. But
there's also the possibility that this is it for Goldschmidt and Walker becomes your first baseman.
That, to me, is where the conversation is.
Yeah, that's where it gets really interesting because you're at a crossroads with Paul Goldschmidt. Are you going to give him that legacy extension for 1 year, or are you just going to let him go? Yeah. But do you have the quality first baseman to replace him? And whether or not Walker defensively is there yet, if he can hit, that's where you should put him, 100%.
Right now you're paying...
Burleson has played 10 games, started 7 at first base.
Yeah,
he could be there, and that would open up a spot in the outfield.
And Goldschmidt's making $30 million plus now, and he's hitting 232, 47 RBIs for your big gun in the middle of the lineup.
47.
I mean, you can't. That'll crush a team in a smaller market like St. Louis. You can't pay that kind of money for guys who aren't very productive. You can find a whole lot of guys who could hit you 232 and drive in 47 in the middle of the lineup.
Text into the Schaefer Door Company. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Schaefer Door Company, sponsor of our text inbox. Callier and Thompson, sponsor of our phone lines. The number is 636-9004-TMA. And you can email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Doug, what a treat we have here on the Callier and Thompson phone lines. Megan Gaither is on the line. Doug, that's a real-life girl. She's been in this studio.
Boy, it's a girl.
That's right.
Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Well, what's happened?
Not much. How are you?
Well, I'm about average, but that's okay.
Iggy, you asked Megan to call in because, Jackson, you might not be aware of this since you were in the Windy City. But Megan, Iggy has asked you to join him to see Green Day on Thursday night. And Iggy, you asked Megan to call in. What do we have here?
Yeah, I wanted to get her on Friday when all the hoopla was going on with the people saying she's not going. That finding a babysitter is just code for she's not going. And so I wanted to get her on, and she was sleeping Friday, but she called in today. So, yeah, people don't think you're going to go to the concert with me. That something will come up and you won't be able to find a babysitter, and that was just an excuse.
No, I'm definitely, I found a babysitter, so I am free. I would love to go.
Oh, that's news to me. I
will see you there.
Dog, it's happening.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you consider this a date?
Oh.
No. It was not, I wasn't asked on a date, I don't think.
No.
Is it a date?
Well, that's what you want it to be. I'm just taking you as a friend because I know you like
That's
Green
what
Day.
I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Green Day.
Megan, would you like it to be a date?
Oh, man. Well, I will be honest and say I am kind of seeing somebody, so that makes it a little bit more difficult for it to be a date.
Do you feel like you're cucking this gentleman?
I don't think so. He knows, what I do, and he's cool with it.
All right,
He knows there's no competition for me. You're safe.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
No, we'll just have fun.
I'm
I just want to
excited
take
about it.
somebody.
I think it's going to be fun.
I just want to take somebody who enjoys Green Day. So the
Yeah,
thing is
I
that
think
I
it'll be
don't.
fun.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of my friends don't like the same music I do. So when I go to concerts,
Really?
I ask them to go. They say, I don't like that band. I don't like that band. I don't like that
Who
band.
doesn't like Green Day? Green Day is awesome. I love Green Day.
It's a
And you
bucket
asked
list
me to
concert.
go to, who was that? Was it Stevie?
Oh, Stevie Nicks.
Yeah,
But-
I couldn't make that one happen, but I told you I would go to Green Day. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remembered that, and
Mm-hmm.
when you said I
It'll
have
be
to find a
fun.
babysitter, and the listener said that's just an excuse. She's not going. There won't be a babysitter. She's not going to the concert. So
Well, no, I mean, I do have 2 children. I have to, make sure they're taken care of first. Their father works for a funeral home, so, sometimes things happen and, he has to be called away. And so, yeah, I had to make sure I had somebody available to watch the kids. It wasn't just an excuse.
Iggy, will you swing by and pick her up and take her?
no, that's kind of a drive.
Oh,
And plus, I live 10 minutes from Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, so it'd be kind of out of my way.
I planned to drive.
Okay.
That's not a big deal to me.
All right.
I've gone before. Actually, last time I went to the casino afterwards, and I was denied entry, so that's fun.
Why?
I'm going to do that again.
Why were you denied entry?
I dressed a little provocatively, and they said they couldn't let me in.
You're about that
great.
same issue.
Oh, yeah, you had that happen too with your gown.
Because I
know.
I usually leave the house topless. What were you wearing when they said, no, ma'am, you may not enter?
It was like a black bodysuit. I'm going to wear it on Thursday, too. It's my favorite concert outfit. So you will see.
A black bodysuit.
Yeah, it was a black bodysuit.
Describe that for us.
Imagine a one-piece swimsuit, except it is a little revealing on the top.
Doug.
You're wearing a
Doug.
swimsuit to the concert?
I just want you to imagine it like that.
Okay.
It's not the same thing. It's a top. It's not but it kind of fits the same way.
Kind of like Catwoman
Nice,
suit.
Halle Berry.
Yeah, a Catwoman suit.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Megan, how's the OnlyFans subscription business going?
It's going great. I'm very steady with it. I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. I do miss teaching. I say that every time, and I'm going to say that every time. But yeah, I still make really good money. I'm thriving with it. So
God bless.
I will be doing it for a while. Yeah.
Did you go to the topic of the Washington Town and Country Fair has somehow been on this show a little bit, both on Friday's program and today. Somebody from St. Francis Borgia called in to defend it. That's relatively close to where you are, is it not?
Actually, I live like 10 minutes from Borgia.
Oh, there you go. All right. So did you attend this Town and Country Fair?
I usually do. I did not this time, just because I knew people would, recognize me, and I'm a little shy in real life, and so I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to pass this year. I didn't want to, answer questions.
Yeah, would some of the townspeople be shaming you? Is that what would go on?
That really has stopped for me.
That's good
I put
news.
filters. Yeah, it was bad for a while. I put a lot of filters on, banned words for me and my socials, and that helped a lot. But usually it's like, can we take a picture? Like, how's it going? How much money do you make? Like, all of those questions.
Oh, that's like being in Clayton.
Yeah, so...
you still having lots of sex with women?
Oh.
I've had more sex with women lately, yeah.
Boy, listen to Doug applaud.
That's not me.
Yeah, that's more my niche right now, for sure. That's what I get a lot of.
That's for the OnlyFans videos, or that's your...
No, she's a real life. You're into women. You're not gay for pay, as they say, Doug.
Oh.
Right. I am not gay for pay. I am actually bi. I do it for content, but I've also done it for fun, obviously.
Oh. Yeah. So how do you get the new subscribers? You have to advertise, or what do you do?
Yeah, I advertise, on X is a big one, because you can post nudity there. So if you want to see some nudity for free, you go to X. You also can make reels for Instagram. I do that. There's just TikTok. I'm pretty slow on TikTok. I don't really like that one, but yeah, you can advertise there.
I would guess, too.
Really, it's a social.
I would guess, too, it seems a lot of you girls retweet each other's stuff, so... if people retweet yours to their 50,000 subscribers, you get business there, too.
Yep. That's definitely something we do. I like to do that. Every now and then I'll, pick a few friends and go through and just spam their page with retweets. It's nice to do.
So this is a full-time job for you now?
Yes, it is. It's very nice. I get to stay home, work whenever I can, making the content, editing the videos, messaging all my fans and subscribers. So it definitely takes full time, like hours.
Huh. And you're making a lot more than when you were teaching, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Doug, we got to do this.
Yeah, I make more in a week than I ever did teaching in a month.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
So you
Like
think
way
you can
more.
do this for 10 years and then shut it down? Not have to
Oh
get
gosh,
another
that's
job?
not my plan. I'm actually maybe another year or two for me. I have a lot of education, and I'm actually looking at doctoral programs right now. So I'll probably do it while I'm, getting my doctorate. And then after that, I'm going to try to, work in a college or something.
How about that?
And you don't think this will hold you back? You won't think anybody will say, sorry, we're not going to hire you because you've done all this nudity?
Oh, gosh, that is my biggest fear. I definitely think it's a possibility. That's why I probably will never try to work for, a K-12 school again. Yeah. I'm hoping college is different. I could write books. I already have, a publisher. I've written a chapter in a bestseller already. So, I can use my degrees and everything, but really the doctorate's for me. I've always wanted one. And so even if I don't use it, it's an accomplishment. So I'm doing it no matter what.
And
I can afford it now.
You get your doctorate to be a principal or an administrator usually, right?
You can. Mine, I've thought of a couple of different options. I made 3 levels of St. Clair's curriculum, and I was really good at it. I made all of the materials. They're probably going to use those for the next 10 to 15 years. So I might go for curriculum and instruction, or I might do higher education, a PhD in higher education.
But for now, you're focused on this black bodysuit for the concert.
That's right, short term.
Right. Yeah. For now, short term, yes. Black bodysuit. You're going to You're going to see it on Thursday.
How about that, Doug? You will see it on Thursday.
What would you like Iggy to wear to the concert?
Good question.
That is a good question. I don't know. Something you're going to feel sexy but comfortable in.
Iggy, what makes you sexy and comfortable?
I go to concerts. I try to stay incognito.
Because you're such a big star that people won't leave you alone otherwise?
Well, yeah. Sign pictures, things like that. But I'm sure Megan's going to get more than me, so.
And Nicki Minaj Mixed Fusion Moscato.
So you're going to go incognito. So what does that mean? Sunglasses and a hat, or
I imagine
collar
like a,
pulled up
a
over
bonnet
your...
like Jackie O.
Yeah.
Tie the bonnet and put this little
There you go.
screen over my
Yeah,
face.
I like that. Cute. You really feel like you need to go incognito.
I really don't think about what I'm wearing to a concert.
But Megan wants to know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sexy but comfortable.
It's Monday.
Well, my bodysuit's black if you want to match.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, it's going to be 90 degrees, so I'll probably go white.
So you're going to
There you go.
drive
Black
back
might
to
work.
Washington, Missouri, that area anyway, from the concert?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's only about an hour or so for me.
I was trying to set up a
Not
sleepover.
bad.
Yeah, you can stay at the house if
There
you
you
want and
go.
drive home the next day. It's up to
Trying
you.
to be a wingman, Doug.
I'll sleep on the couch. I don't care.
Yeah, he's a gentleman.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's a nice read.
Yeah, not with that laugh, no.
Not going to happen. Nope.
Megan, we'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Iggy, this is a huge win for you against the audience members who said Megan was blowing you off. Instead, she is indeed going with you. It's not a date. She's a woman in love. But you will be going with Megan to Green Day on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I just found that out on the show.
How about that, Doug?
Last time,
Mr. Licks doesn't believe that, by the way.
last time we talked, you were still looking, so yeah, I just found out you're going. So, but I knew it wasn't a lie that I,
No.
Yeah, I mean, you
I'm
would
not a
say
liar.
you would say I don't want to go. You wouldn't lie to me.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Megan, we'll see you on Thursday night. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right, take it easy. There's Megan Gaither, Doug, killing it in the OnlyFans game, and now going to Green Day with Iggy on Thursday night.
On her way to getting a doctorate.
Yeah, how about that?
I don't even have tickets yet.
Oh, gosh.
Classic rock.
What do you mean you don't have tickets?
I mean, I signed up for them. I don't know how popular it is. A lot of times, when 15, 20 people sign up for a show,
You don't get them.
not everybody gets them.
What happens if you don't get the tickets?
Well, then I tell her we're not going.
Oh, gosh.
Mr. Licks is adamant. He's texting in quite a bit. I would like Iggy to admit he knew about that prior to the show. No chance. This was 100% a skit. That's Mr. Licks.
No, I did not know.
Mr. Licks, there you go.
I'll just go through the last text I got.
Here it is.
We don't need to go through your text. I'm worried that you're not going to get the tickets now.
We'll see.
Nurse, Nancy.
Let's see.
Take your time on this. Go through all the texts you've had in the last month or so.
No, it's just when we started texting about this, it was, hey kiddo, it's Iggy. You still want to go to Green Day with me next Thursday? And this was on last Thursday. Let me see if I can get childcare. Love Green Day. You have time to call in. Listeners are saying, no way you're going to Green Day with me. They say finding a babysitter is an excuse for not going. Sorry, I just woke up. Why would I pass up a concert? I'll go, but I do have to find someone to watch the boys. I know, just like making our jealous listeners look like idiots.
Our jealous listeners.
What are they jealous about?
This is still on Thursday or Friday. I can call in, or I can call in next week. Cool, I'll text you on Monday. Okay, around what time? I'll make sure I'm awake. And then, cool, how about 8:30 on Monday? Perfect, I'll be up. Awesome, have a great weekend.
Okay, that's
And then today,
that's enough.
And then today, who do I call at 8:30, or do you need me to? I said, we'll call you. That was the last text. She didn't say anything about I'm going.
So this is really about making the listeners jealous?
Well, they're jealous at...
What's going to happen if... So she doesn't have tickets either?
No.
No one's got tickets.
Oh, Doug, we got a situation.
What happens if you don't get the tickets, Iggy?
Yeah, we're doing the Dion high step without the ball
I
in our
call her,
hands.
just tell her we're not going.
You're going to have to get on
She got a
SeatGeek.
babysitter. You're going to have to pay for that babysitter.
No, you just cancel the babysitter.
But the babysitter now is out of money that they could have made somewhere else. They
Right.
might still be asking for payment,
You're going to have to go on Ticketmaster and buy a couple tickets if you don't get them through the station.
I don't have to.
Well, you should. That'd be the nice thing. You asked the girl to go with you. You can't just say, oh, sorry, I was kidding about the tickets.
I'm not saying I'm kidding. I'm saying I don't have them.
Does she know that there's a possibility
Great
that
question,
you won't
Jackson.
have? Thank you, Kurt. Is she under the impression that you have the tickets?
They might want to follow up.
Yeah, probably.
She might still be on the line.
Megan, you still on the line? Megan, still there?
Yeah.
Megan, is this concerning information that Iggy does not have tickets and you've booked a babysitter?
Oh, no. I've already looked, and I can buy my own ticket if I need to.
Oh. How much are they?
I have my own ticket.
Like on Ticketmaster, how much are they?
I mean, I didn't look very hard because I thought he had some, but the top one was
This is the big reveal today.
150, you said?
Something like that, yeah.
Iggy, can you cough up your share of 150?
No.
No.
Cletus, can you cough up?
You're going alone. You're going alone.
Maybe
now.
Cletus will take you. No, listen. The only time there's only one concert since I've been here in 2.5 years that I didn't get tickets for. So
That's okay. Yeah, just let me know before I drive an hour. That would be nice.
I really don't know how many.
155 on Ticketmaster.
And those are seats, or is that lawn?
That is section 205.
Like section 205.
Yeah, it's kind of in the back.
Okay. Gosh, I'm worried now. Really worried.
It'll be okay.
Okay. You might be buying tickets for the both of you.
Hey, if I have to, I have to, huh?
Oh, you would do that?
There you go.
Well, yeah.
No, we'll see if I
Nice.
get them. We'll see if I get them. I don't know. Like I said, there's only been one concert that I haven't gotten tickets that I signed up for.
Just let me know.
What's your gentleman caller doing on Thursday evening, Megan?
Oh,
Is he working?
I didn't ask. I don't know. I have no idea. He knows I'm going. But yeah, it's pretty new, so like he doesn't really get to tell me what I can and cannot do.
He doesn't control you. Nobody tells you what to do.
Nice.
Nobody backs baby into a corner.
Nice.
Exactly.
I would think we would probably get an email today letting us know, because they usually do it 2 to 3 days in advance of the concert. So
Perfect.
I'm guessing
just
we'll
let
get
me
an
know.
email today.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right,
no big
Megan.
deal if not. It's okay.
Thanks for rejoining us.
Yeah, thank you for rejoining us. Thanks, Megan.
Take it easy.
All right, thanks, gal.
Still on?
How awkward is it going to be when Ken breaks the mini table-sized Caesar salad kit out of his fanny pack at the concert? Behold the mating dance of the mullet people. You can act like a man! That's from Arbor Day.
I mean, act like a man.
Go and pick her up and supply her with the tickets.
Driving to Washington, Missouri?
This is legitimately so embarrassing. That's from Little Beer Cats.
What's embarrassing?
This is a kid, and he even understands how the game works.
Hey, Megan. Hey, you want to go to a concert? My beer cast is my daddy.
Okay, he didn't go, yeah.
It's kind of naughty.
Boy, they are angry in the Schaefer Door Company text inbox. I'll just read them. If Iggy lets this gal buy him a ticket, it would be the ultimate schmuck move. That's from Little Beer Cat's father, Beer Cats.
I wouldn't let her buy me a ticket. If I don't have the tickets and she wants to go, she can buy her ticket and go. I'm not going.
Go by yourself. You're going to ditch her.
Morning, wanted to invite you to a concert. I don't have tickets. Any chance you can buy them and take me with you? Thanks. P.S. Great little bit where Iggy yells at people saying he doesn't have to prove himself to anyone with receipts, and then continues to get his internet friends on the phone to confirm they don't mind his unsolicited DMs, concert invites, and culturally insensitive nightgown gifts brought from Libyan airport vending machines. That's from Dr. and author Jim Lemon, 3-level maker of McDonald's Coffee Club conversation itinerary. Want me to read my texts? No, Dr. Jim Lemon.
What do I give a nightgown to?
Carly.
I think that's the Carly
That wasn't a nightgown.
That thing was massive. They're supposed to fit big, but that thing was...
It was a beach robe.
Beach robe. That is, I mean, when you look at it from a bird's eye view, this is essentially a gentleman asking a woman to go to a concert with tickets he does not have.
And has no intention of buying if he's not giving them free. You're on your own. If I don't get them free, you can go your own self.
Well, concerts a lot like golf. I probably wouldn't go to concerts if I had to buy tickets either.
Let's say it's $70. You still in?
Yeah.
All right. That might be what the price, the cost is.
Even for a lawn ticket?
Lawn seats are a little cheaper.
Yeah.
What are those going for, Chairman?
About 65.
65.
And then you might
get in the building for 130. There we go.
Not sitting on the lawn.
Oh, gosh. You can rent a lawn chair there for like $10.
Yeah, you're just better off sitting at home listening to music. You're so far away.
Oh, come on. You're not.
Yes, you are.
No. She's going to have her heart broken. She's looking forward to this concert.
Yeah, I don't think she is. Still on the line?
She sounded like she was interested in going to the concert.
Send your emails in on this unfortunate concert development. The morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Transform your story at Illinois Recovery Center. At Illinois Recovery Center, the team believes in the strength of every individual's journey to recovery. Whether you're taking the first step or continuing your path, the IRC's dedicated team is here to support you. So why choose Illinois Recovery Center? Holistic healing approach, expert care and guidance, safe and welcoming environment, tailored programs for lasting recovery, top-notch facility and accommodation. Discover the path to lasting recovery and renewal at Illinois Recovery Center, where compassionate support meets personalized care for your unique journey. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. That's IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com. Doug, we have a new sponsor on the text inbox, and it's Schaefer Door Company.
Well, we've known about Schaefer Door Company for a while now. They've been sponsors. I've used them to come out and fix my door.
Wow, Jason Gossrow.
Now, I didn't need a whole new opener, but if I did, they would have given me a LiftMaster door opener because those are the best. Schaefer Door, that's I'm going to spell it, SCHAEFER, and their website is schaeferdoor.com. They service all kinds of garage doors for service, and they've got those new installs with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage door openers are strong, quiet, and versatile. If you've got a LiftMaster, you're doing it right. They've got that happy Monday morning standby service for those doors that break over the weekend. It just seems statistically that when doors go, most of them seem to go over the weekend. Schaefer Door is ready on Monday morning to come out and get you taken care of if you have that problem too. Do they service commercial doors? That's your question now. Yes, they do.
Yes.
If you run a business or you got a warehouse with those big, giant garage doors, Schaefer is experienced in those types of jobs as well. The business has multiple family members working there, big enough to get any kind of job done, small enough that when you call, you're going to talk to a real person and have a nice conversation. Their service techs are not commission-based, so they're not going to try to sell you something that you don't need. Go to schaeferdoor.com, or you can call or text. I'll give that number now. Say, get the pen, get the pencil, whatever it is.
Do it, yeah.
West of 270, so it's 636. Okay, that's the easy part. 636-762-3608 for Schaefer Door. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner.
Family Golf and Learning Center, a premier golfing facility for all abilities and ages. And what Family Golf does so well is it provides a friendly and encouraging practice experience for the individual or the family. Family Golf has tournaments throughout the course of the year, clinics throughout the year, and individual lessons as well. I'll be at Family Golf this afternoon, Doug, if you want to watch a little clinic on ball striking.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'd love to.
Why that?
No, I mean, I'd love to, Tim. You know.
What was that sound?
Okay.
I heard a sound.
I think I'm busy. I think I'm
You
pressed
can't
for
get a
time.
babysitter?
No. Looked all over. I can't.
FamilyGolfOnline.com. They make St. Louis better at golf. Learn, practice, play your best golf. I played in the parent-child tournament yesterday with my 6-year-old Doug.
Oh, how'd
at
that
Family
go?
Golf and Learning Center. Good times. Good times. It was good to get a chance to play with him. And they have those things, I think, every month. So if you want to go out there and play with your child, it's FamilyGolfOnline.com. They feature a double-decker driving range, really incredible driving range. Plus, they have grass tees. God, the weather was so perfect on Saturday. I was out there just trying to battle through this. You know what I did? It was great. Yeah. Major recommendation for the instructors there, the people there. Love that place. Adam Betts and his staff do a wonderful job at Family Golf and Learning Center. Learn, practice, play your best golf. It's Family Golf and Learning Center. FamilyGolfOnline.com.
You battling back from this side issue is so courageous.
Thank you for saying it, because
I don't think I've seen this kind of bravery. I guess I got to go back to Lou Gehrig and what he went through. For what you are doing right now.
I mean, you've seen the one that I've heard most in my DMs is Kirk Gibson in '88.
Oh yeah, limping around the bases. Yeah, World Series home run
to try to tackle a 76-yard par 3.
Willis Reed for the Knicks.
Willis Reed at the Garden.
But when you can hit like a little half wedge to a green that's 40 or 50 yards away, and still be upright, you've really done something.
Thank you for saying.
You know who the best of radio is?
No.
Tim.
Yep, there it is.
You're a real
Tim, you are the
leatherneck.
best.
Some of the eliminating is just a little overboard.
Local broadcast hero, Tim McKernan.
There's a senator right there.
Hi, Senator. CWG.
I may go out there today if it doesn't rain.
Ball strike. Yeah, what is the situation? I see there is some rain in the forecast, but not high probability.
Give us the lowdown,
Like
Iggs.
40%, but pardon me?
Give us the lowdown. The straight skinny.
Yeah, like 40%.
Afternoon.
Sometime around noon.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing 70% on the Apple app.
They got it at 50%, like at around, I don't know, 2, 3. Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, and he's got that.
It's a double-decker driving range.
Okay.
Yeah, they got a roof.
The driving's not the problem. Friday, I drove the ball well. I think I shot 45 on the front, 53 on the back. Short game was awful.
Who wound up paying?
I don't know who paid. I didn't. That's all I care about.
As long as you don't pay, you're happy?
I don't know. Maybe Jeff Smith took care of it. I don't know.
Is it possible you still owe the course the money?
Didn't ask. I haven't. I'm not on the fan page, and nobody has sent me any screenshots.
Probably because they were playing golf with you.
No, but there's.
It's like you doxed the screenshot bandits.
Well, I don't know. I don't know who you even play golf with, so I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass.
Cletus and Julian.
Definitely not the former.
Julian Lennon, Doug.
Julian Mazzola.
John's son.
But this cart girl said, "Can we get a picture together?"
How's she look?
She just came out of the blue and asked you that.
Yeah, I said, sure. And then Cletus took the picture, and then he put it on the fan page.
Isn't that what you wanted?
No, and I said...
exactly what you wanted.
I said, what are you doing with this picture? I mean, why does she want a picture? I don't know.
Because
So what are you
Cletus
doing?
told her to go up and ask you for a
He
picture.
could have. I don't know. She just asked for one. Then he goes, I just put it on the fan page. Let's see what it gets. What do you mean? You know it's going to get nothing but creep comments. Yeah. She's like 22 years old.
Don't you think he put her up to it?
Possibly. I don't know.
Well, most
I wasn't around. I came up.
You were around. You were right there for the picture.
Well, when I came up, he walked to the cart girl, and I was still in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled up. She goes, "Can I get a picture with you?" Well, maybe he did. I don't know. I
He
didn't
probably
ask.
gave her a nice tip and said,
I don't
"Ask
know.
this
I didn't
guy for a
ask. I just
picture."
said, sure. Then I said, what are you doing with the pictures? I'm going to put it on the fan page. She goes, don't do that.
Oh. So you're upset by it?
No, I'm not upset about it. I don't know why you put it on the fan page. What do you think? You think, oh, Iggy looks great. Oh, that's a great picture. You think that's what's going to happen on there?
I don't know. I haven't
No,
seen
it's going to
it.
be 95% creep.
Yeah. You didn't show her your Speedo picture or anything, did you?
But I know your first orgasm was to the dude you were going to let take your virginity was reading penthouse letters.
You did not say that to her.
Again, that was in the book. All I did was...
The picture looks like it was taken with a 1997 flip phone. Could barely tell it was Iggy. That's from Beer Cats.
I don't know. It was Cletus's camera. I don't know.
I did see the photo, and it did look like there was some sort of liquid on the lens.
Oh.
It's like kind
Probably
of
wine.
red wine. Hot day, red wine. What we like to see.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, it is a lot of focus. Oh, you're really leaning into it, too. You're really leaning into the shot.
Good.
Okay. A little handsy, too.
Funny thing was, you try to have a little fun, a little tongue-in-cheek.
You try, it doesn't always work out that way.
So I took a picture. You know when people get a hole in one, they always kneel down by the flag and hold up their ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I told Clea, I said, take a picture. I've always wanted to do this. So I knelt down, held up the ball, and then I put it on my Facebook page, and I said, made a 10-footer for par. Just having fun with it.
Sure.
I guess I have a lot of friends that don't play golf. Congratulations, Ziggs. Nice job, buddy. Oh, that's perfect. Now, I had to explain myself. No, a par is not a big achievement. Most people, when they get a hole in one, they post this picture.
Mm-hmm.
I said, made a 10-footer for par.
Your comedy's on another level.
People are congratulating me.
Wow. That's good.
You've had it at this point. Yeah, you're about 20% crestfallen.
How'd you do on 16?
About short, 30 feet?
16. 17 was the par. I don't remember.
Okay. Seems like this fan page causes you some trouble.
No. Oh, I hit one it popped out of the bunker, and I just had a layup. So I think I made 5.
Okay.
Laying up on a hole, this plays like 340.
Well, the water.
I was in the bunker. I couldn't get over the water.
No,
So
you couldn't.
just punched one out to the fairway. And
Yeah, punch it.
But, Tiki, are you coming back to football because you miss it, or are you coming back to football because you just had a big failure in broadcasting?
Gosh, what an opening question.
4 or 5 people congratulated you. Thanks for bringing up live on the radio. That's from Mr. Licks.
All right. Well, everybody who commented congratulated me.
It was just a handful.
Congratulations.
6. Add the A to that.
I congratulate Licks for counting how many comments I got on it.
That's
Hey, I'm going to
a
this.
fair
1,
retort.
2, 3, 4, 5. I only got 5.
I need 10 straight live reads to act as some form of ear bleach. I cannot take this anymore. Make it stop. That's from Mr. Licks. Doug, I will attempt to placate Mr. Licks, and I will tell him about JEFFLOTTMANN.com. I mean, Jeff Lotman sold the most expensive home in St. Louis real estate history, so you know he can do business with Mr. Licks. He's with Compass Realty. I would imagine that's who Mr. Licks would work with as well. It's JEFFLOTTMANN.com, and Compass Realty has the Compass Concierge Service. With Compass Concierge, you can take your home buying or selling experience to the next level. Whether you're preparing to sell or want to enhance your new space, Compass Concierge has you covered. No upfront costs. Need fresh paint, new carpet, light renovations, home staging. Compass Concierge has you covered. Unlock exclusive benefits and get your home market ready without upfront costs. Increase your home's value hassle-free. Ready to elevate your real estate experience? Contact us today to learn how Compass Concierge can transform your home. Go to JEFFLOTTMANN.com to work with Jeff Lotman. That's Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty. Feeling a little sluggish on a Monday morning? Feeling a little tired on a Monday morning? Have you been working out but not putting on muscle like you used to? Have you been putting on weight and not really changing any eating habits? These can be symptoms of low testosterone, and that's where Mentality can help you out. Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it was not fully looked at, come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restore the ability to perform normally at all levels. Go to lowtusa.com. That's Mentality and lowtusa.com. Send your emails in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. It comes your way at about 9:45, 9:50. 10 o'clock, Jackson and I go down the hallway. Now, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
I think so.
Jackson has the Little Piddles weekend wrap-up.
Today I called it Piddles. Mondays are for reflection.
You like that, Doug?
Like a weekend wrap-up, that kind of thing?
More or less.
Okay.
There you go. So that's coming up at 10 o'clock on 101 ESPN. It's Balloon Party. There you are. All right, we'll take a commercial break, closing out our first ever, the maiden voyage of the Fisher Window and Door. The Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour, Fisher Window and Door Store. Welcome aboard, TMA. We'll have the 9 o'clock hour, and that's available now because Schaefer Door is
wide open.
Text inbox. So you can bring your business to TMA and be the 9 o'clock hour sponsor or the studio sponsor for that matter, now that I think about it. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
Rosalita's Cantina is known for having the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From carne con cerveza to shrimp diablo, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita. Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 and brunch at the De Pere location on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 3. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or De Pere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
If you want a first-class, top-of-the-line, high-quality interior remodeling job, you know who I'm going to suggest. Collier & Thompson. Known for their kitchen and bathroom remodels, Collier & Thompson is where you go when you want your remodeling job done right the first time. Collier & Thompson doesn't just do large remodeling jobs. They do plenty of man caves, bars, offices, pretty much anything inside your home. Check out their 10,000-square-foot showroom next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House on Manchester. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton, who also happens to be my insurance agent. And I am telling you firsthand that your staff is on top of it right away.
Is there a team in St. Louis that cares more about their clients? And I'll double down that there's not. What we do on a daily basis is coach and educate our customers on available discounts and the appropriate coverage to match their needs.
I can tell you firsthand the best, and I'm so happy I made the switch. And when you switch, they do all the paperwork for you. It's James Carlton, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer, as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experienced the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. Known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. It's officially Jeep and Bronco season. Pure Performance carries any accessory for your vehicle, old models to brand new. From sunshades, soft tops, trail doors, to off-road gear like bumpers and light bars, Pure Performance has you covered. Stop by the Pure Performance showroom at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or visit pureperformance.com. That's PURperformance.com.
There's nothing more important than the look and feel of your home. So now's the time to make your home your retreat. Replace your tired old windows and doors with Marvin replacement products designed to improve comfort and efficiency. Fisher Window and Door Store, a reputable local company, will guide you through the entire replacement process. Their experts will help you make the right choice for your home, and they'll measure, design, and install your new windows and doors.
Hi, I'm Jim Fisher. Since 1941, the Fisher family has provided you with quality American-made building products, including Marvin Windows and Doors. Come visit one of our showrooms in Brentwood or East Alton, and let us help you increase the value of your home.
Bring that distinct sense of quality to every room with Marvin. Visit Fisher Window and Doors' huge, newly remodeled showroom in Brentwood, or Fisher Lumber in East Alton, Illinois. Quality and comfort starts at Fisher Window and Door. Online at fisherwindow.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Stupiracy, the podcast where stupidity meets history and conspiracy.
You gotta question these things.
With hosts Scott Rizzuto and Tim McKernan.
I'm here to learn, everybody.
Check out the latest episode, available now. As Riz and Tim explore one of the most bizarre events in medieval history, the trial of Pope Formosus' corpse.
Is he dead or what?
Okay, do you not know what a corpse is? Never mind. As I was saying, discover how this 9th century pope was exhumed and put on trial by his successor.
I object.
And learn about the political intrigue, the strange customs, and the ultimate fate of the cadaver.
What's that smell? Oh, that would be me.
Presented by Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Visit evergreenstl.com or call Mark at 314-889-0503. And by Brown & Crouppen, 222-2222 or getbc.com.
Want to take on some legends of TMA?
Sound the same to someone who gives a damn about the best fans in baseball! Tired of it!
The show's so great. Will there be a little speaker system out behind the dumpster so in case you're servicing me, I'll be able to hear my name?
Then nominate yourself to be this month's TMA Listener of the Month. And if you win, you'll get recognition and other stuff. Sometimes all you have to do to win the prize is be a female.
All it takes is one fake girl to just throw this show completely off course.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now.
It's the Brown & Crouppen Morning After. KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Dressed in red. Do this.
It's a while since this one.
Straight from the heart of St. Louis. Yeah, red. You know this. Pulling down Clark into this. Red Sea.
Red Sea.
You believe, you believe, you believe. I've been rolling so deep in my jersey. Every single time I gotta come early.
Okay.
A journey worthy, got nothing to worry. Cause if it ain't thirsty, they'll be leaving early. And nobody gets there when they come up in the loop. We're looking real fresh while you're looking to lose. Go crazy, folks, is what you gotta do. It's amazing too. Get up and move, get up and move, get up and groove, get up and move.
What's he saying?
Get up and groove.
Get up and move.
This was the Grub and Groove theme song.
Oh, is it?
Baseball heaven, the expression when the moment sets and dressed in red. Do this straight from the heart of St. Louis. Yeah, red. You know this. Rolling down Clark into this. Nobody can step when I come up in the loop. We're looking real fresh while you're looking loose. Go crazy, folks, is what you gotta do. It's amazing too. Get up and move, get up and move, get up and groove, get up and move. St. Louis, get up and move.
Okay, don't light it up.
You're so smooth, you're so smooth.
It's really getting after it though.
Yeah. Oh, what a blessing. Baseball heaven.
So good.
The expression when the moment sets and dressed in red. We do this.
John Lithgow's Harry Henderson said, kill me. It doesn't sound like he's enjoying it.
No. He was trying to come up with an anthem for the Cardinals, and I don't think this is it.
It's a little slow, right, for an
I
anthem?
can't understand most of the words.
Well, it's not recorded on the greatest microphone I've ever heard. But the consensus is get up and move, and then also get up and groove.
Yep.
While wearing red and going crazy, folks.
Yep. Think about that.
Well, why would you get up and move? Aren't you supposed to watch the game? You're supposed to sit there and watch the game.
That's only for Rams home games.
Okay. You don't stand up for the whole Cardinal game, do you?
I start the wave.
Do you?
And I always have.
Still do the wave almost every night. We're still doing the wave out there, of course.
And I scream at people. This is kind of my moment to display my power. And I start berating people if they don't do it.
If they don't.
Because they hate fun.
They still do it. That started way back in the 80s, didn't it?
You looked directly in my eyeballs. I was born in 1998.
I think that's a 1980s thing, and we're still doing it 40 years later.
Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour of TMA, which is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And Doug, look, it's my insurance agent. His name's James Carlton, and he is in studio right now. He's online at carltoninsurance.net. Good morning, James.
Good morning.
How are the insurance? Are they great?
Oh, they're so great. Yes, wonderful time for hail season. Yes. Do you mind if somebody says I did a thing?
No.
You don't mind?
Doug always comes in every weekend. He goes, "How was your weekend?" And I'm like, "Oh, he doesn't really care. I can tell." Doug did a thing. How was yours, Doug? Well, I did a thing.
So I did a thing in the break room about 10 minutes ago. I booked a flight to Houston for the College Station game.
Fight Tiger!
Oh, you did.
Beat free cancellation, so I still got some wiggle room.
You're the
here.
12th man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You got tickets yet?
No, this was an impulse deal, but I felt like they needed me there. This is going to be the game, I think, that's going to catapult them into October and then straight down to Tuscaloosa to take down the Crimson Tide.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, I'm fired up. The A&M, I mean, we're going to be so asleep by the end of September with that schedule. The A&M game, that's what it's all about.
There you go.
Hopefully they're asleep. We want to make sure.
Yes.
I've never been to College Station. How far is that from Houston?
Well, from where my dad lives, so that's another benefit. Hour 20. He's in the Woodlands, which is just north of Houston. Hour 20. That's not bad. Now, I'm sure there's some game day traffic. I mean, I think that stadium holds north of 100,000.
It's a morning game, right?
Yeah, 11 or 12. It's one of those times, yeah.
Well, you can get up and leave around 7 and be
Absolutely.
there 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Absolutely.
Kyle Field holds 102,000.
How about that?
So I could find a ticket, right? 102,000. I mean, somebody's going to be partying with their $100
Texas A&M is now one of the largest schools in the country.
Yeah, their undergrad might be up there, yeah.
It's like right there with Arizona State, like
Is that right?
78,000, something like that, go to school.
Not the greatest football atmosphere. I went to the Mizzou ASU game. I'm going to guess, Tim, was that 2011? I'm going to go with 2011.
I think 2011. I think that's correct, actually.
They lost late, and then we drove to Vegas.
Osweiler, Doug?
I don't remember.
That's exactly who that was.
Do some show pop, man. You gotta do it.
Seriously, it's getting to a point.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know we were going to talk about Arizona State from years ago.
Great scene there.
Arizona State first with undergrads at 65.
Wow,
60. I saw 79 just a few years ago.
This is from fall 2022. UCF 58. And then Texas A&M right below them at 57. 57,000 kids.
Yeah,
sweet mother of mercy.
That's just undergrad.
And the largest university is now Phoenix University, the online.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I thought they went under. I guess not.
Hey, James, invite some OnlyFans gal to go with you. They like to be invited without tickets. That's from Chairman Steve. And
see if she'll pay.
Love it.
They get to pay for it, too.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like Megan, that's going to be a tough sell to my significant other who I'm married to,
Right.
So,
yeah, you got that to factor in.
Running up the flag.
But, she's a team player for the college football season. She knows how important it is.
The Colonel has a variety of different angles in his column this morning. He will be joining us starting here in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I mean...
brought to you by this very gentleman, James Carlton, both here on TMA and on Balloon Party. And he is talking about his different rankings for the schedule and where teams can play out. Doug, he's got 3 teams that he says if they miss the playoff, their season is a failure. Would you like to name those 3 schools from the SEC? These are SEC schools.
Well, the season would be definitely a failure if you were Georgia.
Yes.
Or Alabama.
Yes.
Or, well, now it's probably Ole Miss or LSU. They'd all consider themselves.
No, I'm sorry.
Missouri?
I'm sorry.
Tennessee?
No, I'm sorry.
Well, hell.
You're an initials guy. You're on the right track with Tennessee.
Oh, Texas A&M.
No, I'm
Texas. God bless. I forget they're in the league. What happened to the Southwest Conference?
Who is in the Southwest? SMU?
Almost all the Florida schools in Arkansas.
In the Southwest?
We're in the Southwest?
Yeah. It was the Southwest Conference for years.
I thought you were a direction guy.
Well, that's what we had at the time.
All the Florida
Some of those Western
schools?
states hadn't yet become states.
All the Florida schools were
Texas schools.
Oh, I thought you said Florida.
You definitely said Florida.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
Texas
holy
schools.
crap! I didn't know that.
No, it was the Texas schools in Arkansas.
So at A&M, Tech, Texas, what else?
TCU.
Baylor.
Yeah,
Was Baylor
I think Rice was
Houston,
in there.
Rice, SMU.
There you go.
UTEP.
I don't think they were big enough. No.
If you missed the playoff or good enough to get into Tier 1, that would be Missouri and Ole Miss. Playoffs possible, but there are a few more questions. Tennessee and LSU. not going to play in Atlanta, but they'll keep somebody from doing so. That's Oklahoma and Texas A&M. Cannot contend, but you better not ignore them. Carolina, War Eagle, Gators, and Big Blue Nation. And a bowl game would be a hell of a year. That's Arkansas, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. Good news for Missouri. All three of those schools are on their schedule.
I think with a 12-team playoff, if you don't get in the playoff, that's going to be considered a disappointment for a large chunk of schools. There's a lot of schools go in thinking they can be top 12.
Certainly in the SEC, but now with the Big Ten expanding, like more self-cannibalization.
College football is basically the SEC and the Big Ten, and there's no other schools.
Yeah. ACC
the Big Ten now has like 53 schools in the conference.
Clemson, Florida State, ACC still. Depending where you think.
I don't like it. I don't have to.
Okay, fair. Big 12 is going to have representation.
Hey, James, you got a question here. Good morning, Mr. James. As a father of a 15-year-old, do you recommend looking for a nice older car, maybe finding a cheaper lease on a new car? Is one less expensive from the insurance side for a 16-year-old? How about that, Doug? That's a real-life question.
It's a great question. And what I would tell you is if you have a car that you can carry just liability on, that is very favorable for if you have a driver that's around 16 years old. Because they're covered under any of the vehicles, but you can assign them to that liability-only vehicle and then go to Munganass and get yourself an upgrade.
Wow!
Yeah, that's the move.
Crossover.
Perfect.
Crossover season.
That's where I got my car.
Problems just find young drivers. Whether it's their fault or not, they still get in the accidents.
Right. Yeah, there's a reason that they're more expensive, for sure.
Yeah, I think John Vaughn smashed up my Montero Sport 3 or 4 times.
Anyway.
Did he own up to it, or did you find out later?
No, two or three of the times he was absolutely completely innocent, and the other people paid us.
Oh, good.
It's just fun. Some of it is you're driving around high school, so you're driving around 1,000 other 16-year-old drivers.
Yeah.
That's how he got hit a couple times.
Absolutely. Well, I think Mizzou, I wonder if you polled the fan base, would they be disappointed? I don't know if disappointed if they didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, I think they would be.
You think so? I hope so. I like that attitude. But 10-2 could miss the playoffs conceivably.
10-2 could miss the playoffs in particular for Missouri because of the schedule, the non-conference. That's the core issue. I was listening to the Colonel had Howard Richards on his podcast. I was listening to that. And, you know, they talked about that. That's a real thing. Gabe's like, I know Missouri fans, that's the current hypersensitivity for hardcore Missouri fans is talking about the non-conference schedule. The 10-2 might not get Missouri in. In a way, I almost hope that that's a conversation that we're having because that means they went 10-2.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, 11-1 or 12-0, obviously.
Yeah, you're
would be
safe.
the greatest. But yes, 11-1, 12-0 goes without saying. 12-0, good chance you've got a bye if you're able to win the SEC. But yeah, 10-2 because of the non-conference schedule could put Missouri in a precarious position, which requires that they win against everybody that you would expect them to win against, and then take 2 of 3 against A&M, Roll Tide, and Boomer Sooner.
Well, they would have made the playoffs last year.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So to take a step back from that, I think people would consider that a big disappointment.
It's a good point.
You got the quarterback
I get
back.
it.
You got the wide receiver back.
Yes, I would say. I mean, the defense. I know Jackson's not high on, and maybe Chairman Kurt.
I think there's some. Every year I watch Mizzou football, it feels like 1 out of 10 years they have a good secondary. And last year they had a really good secondary.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned that that's not going to be the case this year just because of all the turnover. But, I mean, hell, they got great Toronto Pride's a great transfer. I know you were had some stuff with him with NIL recently. That's
right.
Toronto Pride and Marvin Burks.
And Marvin Burks, and then this Nick Deloche kid, they just love. They say he might start, and he's a redshirt freshman. And then you had Marcus Clark, who was their third cornerback last year. He led the team in picks, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or was the only other guy besides KAD that had multiple picks. And then I think the safety position they're fine at. Linebackers, they upgraded a lot. Transfer from Miami, transfer from Southern Alabama. So I mean. We'll see. We'll see about the defense.
They still miss Roger Worley.
Yes, of course. Miss him back there. That's right.
But I think having a weak secondary is pretty common theme in college football.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of schools that don't like their secondary. I don't know if it's because the most talented players tend to be the receivers rather than the defensive backs, or whether it's just harder to get a defense to play cohesively than it is to tell a receiver to get open.
Yeah, well,
it could be defensive football is harder to map out than offensive football.
Every rule is against you on defense in the secondary. You know, how often do you see offensive pass interference called? Almost, it's so
almost
seldom.
never.
So rare.
I think it's one of the hardest positions in all sports, right?
absolutely
Mike,
is.
I mean,
It's
you line up
thankless.
against like a Jamar Chase. Like, what are you supposed to do here?
Yeah. It's a thankless gig because you do it well. No one says anything about it. And as soon as you get burned, everyone is on your ass.
Most teams would put their most talented players on offense, I think.
Yes.
As a receiver or a running back or something.
Right.
That's why Rakestraw and Chris Abrams-Drain were so important last year.
Both having good camps too.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Schrader's stats didn't pop off the page the other night. 5 carries, 6 yards. That's not gonna.
And not great.
Yeah. Hopefully, he gets another crack at this next game.
Mevis got the short haircut.
Yes,
from
he did.
Carolina.
He got cut already?
He
got cut.
He got cut from Carolina.
Really must have had a bad camp.
But the thing with kickers is, as soon as one guy misses 2 field goals and an extra point in 2 weeks, then you better be ready.
But you're probably not high on the list if you got cut before the season ever started.
Yeah, but they only keep one spot. There's only one spot for kickers on each team. They don't keep backup.
But every team's cutting 1 or 2.
Yeah, no doubt.
Larry Thornton, big Missouri fan. I also think he's pretty reasonable. I don't know how often you've heard.
No, I follow him on Twitter. He's a big Howell guy. Yep.
So I don't think he's,
Tiger nationalist.
That's what Jackson calls it, Tiger nationalists. I don't think Larry falls in that category. He says, if you're into reading into Drinkwitz's press conferences, he seems to really love this team. The less over the top he is, the more confident he seems to be. He seems really relaxed, as if he knows what he has, and it's a really good team with actual depth. That's from Larry Thornton. Yeah, they had a scrimmage on Saturday, and he was pretty transparent following that scrimmage.
Now, remind me real quick, because I know you guys got to get to other business. Why are you so, not necessarily bullish, but you're leaning heavily toward the under on their win total?
That's correct.
And I'm just curious, because you admit the schedule is as favorable as it gets for an SEC schedule.
Of all the SEC teams, I would imagine it's
got to be. You're playing the bottom 3.
I don't know where I got this. I think I showed you this screenshot last week. But
Was it Bill Connolly?
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weakest of the SEC schedules. Let's see. Florida has the toughest schedule in the country, for example. Number 2 is Mississippi State. That'll be tough for Stingray. Number 3 is Oklahoma. Number 4 is South Carolina. Number 5 is Georgia. That's amazing that there are 4 schools with tougher schedules than Georgia. Number 6 is Carolina. 7 is Vanderbilt. 8 is Auburn. 9 is Kentucky. 10 is Alabama. And then all the way down is Missouri at 37. And my reasoning is, I think that what happens, I actually think in a way, part of the same reason why I was high on the over going into last year, certainly the numbers were different. That was 6.5. This is 9.5. Was one, they had a bunch of returning starters, and I value that so highly in college football, season-long wagering, in particular the early games. But secondarily, if you go back to the 2022 Missouri team, that was a team that really was in a good spot to be an 8 or more win team.
Yeah.
But they lost some games that were, the Auburn one, I guess, would be the most egregious, I would imagine.
Georgia kind of is up there as well.
Georgia's a conversation.
Yeah.
And Kentucky with the goofball punt situation. But what happens is, and hey, this is human nature. I'm not saying I'm a Missouri fan. This is human nature in any sport.
Overreaction on the.
Well, it's so overplayed now. But truthfully, the one thing that I got out of all of the time that I wasted playing poker is focusing on process more than result. And it doesn't really make for good conversation. It certainly doesn't make for good podcasting or radio, because people want to talk about results, and I don't blame people for that, because that's what's titillating. But if you're looking at it from an analytical standpoint, the process gives you an idea if something is trending positively or if it's regressing. And I'm not saying that they regressed last year at all. The chickens came home to roost from a positive standpoint. What I think is being exaggerated from a positive standpoint on Missouri, and therefore some things are being forgotten. And I think that was the second best Missouri team I've seen in my lifetime.
How about that?
I really do. So I want to make that clear. And for people who listen to this show and Balloon Party, and I guess my podcast, I was super high on. I was going to send Jackson out to Las Vegas with cash taped to him like Wolf of Wall Street for taking the over. But you have Middle Tennessee State. Now, I want to take Middle Tennessee State out of the conversation because I actually think that was strategic and I think it was brilliant what they did. And Howard Richards actually talked about that on Gabe's podcast, if you listen.
Sure.
They may have sat on the ball intentionally to run a kind of a misdirection.
Brilliant because you won by 3. It could have been disastrous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then what did we see? Like in the first series, there's Burden running down the field.
Completely different offense.
100%.
Yeah.
So there's that. But you can't, just like we talk about the Kentucky game, the Auburn game, and the Georgia game. Fine. Then on the other side of it, then we've got to talk about
Florida.
Well, we've got to talk about Florida, certainly, in 4th and 18. We've got to talk about Middle Tennessee State. We've got to talk about K-State.
Yeah.
And Mevis. And I also think, and this was the exposed nerve from Missouri fans 8 months ago, Ohio State is being put up in a win that I personally don't put it at. I don't think that was the Ohio State team that played in Ann Arbor, but that freaks some Missouri fans out. Fine, it doesn't matter. And they can be mad at me, they can like it, doesn't matter. This is what I think. So therefore, I'm saying that Missouri's stock, I think, is a little higher than what its real value is. And in addition to that, in order to go 10-2, 11-1, or 12-0, that means they have to win all 9 games against we should win them.
Yeah.
And then you have to win at least one of the A&M, Alabama, Oklahoma. They absolutely can. I look at things through the lens of math when it comes to season-long projections, and to go 9-0 when you include, Auburn, South Carolina, road trip, and perhaps there'll be another team that sneaks up that you didn't think when you look at the schedule is going to be good. On the other side of it, there's always a team that had high expectations that whether it be because of injuries or just something goes awry.
Yeah, Tennessee would be Tennessee
was the example last year. So therefore, Missouri going 10-2 would be a hell of a year, even with that schedule. And that's why I'm just mathematically, I love the under, but there's no way in the world that I'm going to bet it because I don't want to be pulling against them. So I did bet it. I bet the over last year. I didn't have Jackson running out there with a bunch of money in Las Vegas, but I did bet it with my high school bookie. There's my master's thesis as to why. But again, it doesn't mean I was certain that they were going over it last year. But again, things can still happen even on that. If Burden gets hurt. And as we've talked about, Burden's got a little bit of Macklin in him with he gets banged up. The thing is that's different now versus the Jeremy Macklin era is they've got such a ridiculous amount of depth at wide receiver that as great as he is, there are so many guys. I can't wait to see. There's going to be some name that we're going to know this time in a month on September 12th that we're not even talking about right now.
James Madison.
Madison,
true freshman, but Joshua Manning's the guy that's getting all the love in camp,
great.
And he was the 4-star out of the west side of the state a couple years ago. And so, you're talking an insanely deep room. But although Luther Burden is the elite of the elite. Evidently, that's what everybody's saying, and expecting him to have a Heisman-type campaign. So.
I think another thing that's super encouraging, and maybe it's irrelevant, but there's a chance Brady Cook's going to get hurt. That's just the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast for any college quarterback, and that Drinkwitz is as high as he is on Pine.
Yeah,
that's because you don't want to be exposed. And I loved what he said following the scrimmage on Saturday. In that our goal is to have 2 deep across the board at every position.
Yeah.
And many people would go, well, why wouldn't that be your goal? But back in the day, can be 3 years ago, the idea of Missouri having 2 deep at every position, was a fantasy. So, listen, I think that there's some overvaluing, I guess is what I would say, based on forgetting about, some near-death experiences.
I'm following. You undervalue the 2022 losses, and then you're overvaluing some of the wins in 23.
Right. That's exactly. So what would have been incredibly weird is I already was sold on what had transpired. Right, and I'm talking about that before the K-State delay a game penalty. That could have been, God only knows, if they lose that game after that delay a game penalty, which would have been a shame because clearly to me, there was a process to put them in position to win that game. The process was taking some risk on Middle Tennessee State, and I guess that other group they played, South Dakota or something, beforehand. in order to position themselves to beat Kansas State, which was their Texas A&M of 2023.
Yeah.
And I thought that was bold and the right play. And then you would have had that delay of game penalty, and then that would have been obviously and justifiably so the focal point if they lose that game. And so a lot of progress would have been annihilated because it would have been Drinkwitz in the delay of game, Drinkwitz in the delay of game. And that's a terrible mistake, but what would have been in social media a fileable offense to me would have missed the boat, because clearly in 2022 in my mind, and for that K-State game, they had shown progression. But if they lose that game and they lose with delay of game, everything would have been Eli Drinkwitz's biggest bonehead coaching move.
No doubt.
And so much of that momentum that began in 2022, even with losses, as weird as that is, would have been blown up, and then who knows what the domino effect is on the games that followed, which I think Memphis was the one that followed in St. Louis, and then they got things going. I don't know if they played Vanderbilt before then, and then LSU in Columbia. So that's where I come from. The Ohio State thing, that was not the Ohio State team that might have been one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, it's not their fault. I mean, those are
right.
Yeah.
So, but that gets people. Boy, that's a Missouri team that beat Ohio State, and it's like, yeah, I mean, they did, but that wasn't really Ohio State.
They had no Kyle McCord that had transferred.
But it's I'm not. Hey, they played who Ohio State sent out there. I'm just saying that the reaction and that, and keep in mind, and then 2 games before that was 4th and 18. Otherwise, they have what I think a lot of people would say would be one of the more disastrous losses, considering where that team was pointed, and then you lose to a bad Florida team,
right?
Who had kind of nothing going.
Nice quarterback.
And
did they have a bowl game to play for? I don't even know. I guess they did, because I think they were still trying to play for a bowl against Florida State.
Well, I mean,
we go to bowls.
Playing for Bulls and Gainesville.
Netflix
exactly
specials 10 years ago, but
what they set out to do, So, yeah, just again, and so when I say things like this, I guess as Jackson calls them tiger nationalists.
Right.
Get very defensive about that. It's not, I mean, I'd like to think I'm as big of a Missouri fan as anybody, but I guess you got to say certain things in order to count as a Missouri fan. I'm just giving my observations on what I saw as somebody who watches like every snap and reads, as much as I can from the Colonel and listens to as much as I can on SEC podcasts and so on and so forth. And I just think it's like, yeah, I mean, there was some, and if you want to count Memphis as a near-death experience, I was at that game and never felt like that game was at risk, ever. But certainly Kansas State and, Florida. To me, the most impressive things about Missouri were the first half against LSU and the entire game against Georgia. And then if you want to include, just the stomping of Tennessee. But, what showed me progress last year were actually 2 of the losses. It's just a shame that LSU one resulted in a loss, because that first half was, I think, as good as I've seen Missouri play. Maybe when they skull-pounded Nebraska at Faurot Field in the Chase Daniel era. They just were unstoppable.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, I'm not saying it can't happen at all. I'm just saying this is the same thought process that led me to the over last year. This is the same thought process I'm applying for 2024.
God, that Florida schedule this year is just absolutely
the toughest schedule in the country.
Brutal. In a 3-week stretch, they go at Tennessee, or 4-week stretch, at Tennessee versus Kentucky, world's biggest cocktail party against Georgia, and then at Texas.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and answer the
Poor
bell.
Billy Napier.
4 weeks. And you conclude it all with at Florida State. You start the season with Miami.
Yeah.
Jeez. They have it. They're going to be up against it.
Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Billy Napier might be looking.
Well, I can't.
How many games are you going to go to, you think? I'm going to say you're going to go to 8.
It might work out that way. Yeah, I mean, I want to go to all these Little Sisters of the Poor just because I'm so excited for football. I want to get down there and support the team. And
you're a huge partier, too.
Absolutely.
Harpo's and some of the other taverns.
I haven't been there on a game day in years. My understanding is it's like a $20 cover.
At least.
To get into Harpo's?
Yeah.
The night of, it's like...
Oh, okay, because I always understood it to be, you get quarter draw. It's kind of a cheap place to hang out and drink. And no, not on game days, huh, Jackson?
No. And the night after a game... especially like homecoming, you could see covers north of $50.
You see that? There's no desire there. There's no desire
so
for
the college kids are priced out for the most part.
But if their parents are with them, parents come down for homecoming. Maybe they they take care of the cover, and the bars know that, and they're already going to be at capacity no matter what.
Man, that's a lot.
Got to develop
the Columbia Beaver.
Got a development on the Auburn game, Tim. I'll tell you off air, okay?
Oh, Doug, what was that?
Yeah,
I just got a tease.
There's some big doings for that Auburn game, homecoming.
Wow.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I cannot
There he
wait.
is. It's James Carlton, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming in, James.
See you guys.
All right. Tiger, beat.
Big
Racer.
development in the Auburn game.
I know. What's going on?
I don't know. He's
War
gonna tell
Damn
you off
Eagle.
air. Gosh, now that's all I'm worried about is this.
Yeah, what's going on with
development
War
in
Eagle?
I just don't know.
I wonder if it got moved? That's already set, though.
Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Because that's a morning game.
Yeah, yeah. They the morning games, like playing Texas A&M in the morning. Whew, they'll be up because they get up late to do the midnight cheer practice, so they're gonna be tired.
The fans?
Oh yeah.
You think the fans being tired is going to affect the game?
Couldn't you know? They always say Wisconsin. If you play at Wisconsin in the morning, huge advantage because the folks don't roll in until about halftime, and then they jump around.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a big party school up there.
UW?
Yeah.
That's not UW, but
Aren't they all big party schools, though? Everybody kind of prides themselves in being a big party school.
yeah, I guess everything like BYU wouldn't say that they're probably a big party
Probably
school.
that might be the exception.
Since Mizzou had played Will Howard earlier in the season with K-State, that improves the Ohio State win now.
Don't follow the logic, but
That's from the 618, Doug.
Will Howard's playing on like half of a leg.
Yeah, he got hurt in that
K-State. If you remember, their tight end number 34 had Trey Mason like numbers against the Tigers that game. I think he caught like 3 touchdowns.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Let's see. It is also very fair to question Drink's in-game coaching still. He hasn't proven he can be the reason they win. He has almost cost them games like Kansas State. That's from Larry Thornton. Yeah, Larry Thornton's definitely not Tiger Nationals.
No, far from it. I think outside of recruiting, I think the best thing coaching-wise Eli Drinkwitz has done is delegate, especially offensively, because it was evident, at least from my perspective, that he's not the greatest offensive play caller, and as soon as he gave those reins up, the offense exploded. So I think that in and of itself is a development for him personally. Like, it takes a lot of swallowing your pride to be like, I will no longer call the plays, I will delegate.
I agree, but that's part of maturity.
Exactly.
And so...
Well, there is so much going on in a football game where you got to concern yourself with 11 different players and their backups, the play that just happened, and quickly call another play. I don't know how any head coaches do it.
And you don't have a microphone in the quarterback's helmet like you do in the NFL. You're just going off signs on the sidelines, and that's
Andy
tough
Reid
for a
still
quarterback.
calls the plays for the Chiefs, doesn't he?
Think. Yeah,
I
that
think
sounds
he
right. I
does.
mean, some guys can like do it, but like, I mean, some of the Kirby Smart is the CEO of Georgia football. You know, he runs the show, but he's not calling plays.
Yeah.
Guys went to the Arkansas-Alabama game last year. It was an 11 a.m. game. Definite advantage for the road team. That's Gabe from the Cube Farm. Absolutely. That's why I went into depression when I found out that Missouri and LSU was a day game. God bless America. And by day game, I mean 11 a.m. kickoff, I should say. There's a difference between that and 2:30.
So you needed help mentally after that?
We were doing QFTA, and I don't know how we found out, but I mean, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me with this crap. Fortunately, those days are over. The schedules are all set. At least the time frame, first time that's happened. I guess that was a CBS.
Yeah, it was a mix-up where the timelines for TV contracts and conference realignment weren't on the same page.
And what time are the starting times this year?
Well, I don't know if you want me to go through all 12 games,
Well,
but is there
no,
a specific game?
There's certain times that they're going to start, right?
Right. So, like, Auburn is a morning game.
And morning being 11? 11:30.
And Alabama's in Tuscaloosa, an afternoon or evening
Oh,
game.
there's still 2:30 starts?
There are, and then the game against Oklahoma is an afternoon or evening game.
Okay. So how has that changed from the past?
Because you could find out 5 days before the game that the kickoff's at 11 o'clock.
Oh, so you're still going to get the morning games. It's just you're going to get some advantage.
That's correct. But you already know, like the Boston College game is already a morning game. The Buffalo game's a night game. Murray State's a Thursday night game. Yeah. I assume Vanderbilt's actually an afternoon game.
Yes, that's an afternoon one. I would have preferred that the Buffalo and BC game be flipped. I would have preferred BC at night as opposed in Columbia.
Yeah,
as opposed
I
to
agree
Buffalo.
with you. I'll probably take our family down for the Boston College game.
Yeah,
if we
I mean,
can
I think
pull that
that'll
off
be-
for the Buffalo game.
But that will be. But you can't overlook teams like Boston College, Auburn, or South Carolina.
Don't sleep on them.
You can't.
Doug, don't do it.
You can't do it, Vandy. I mean, but Boston College, South Carolina, and Auburn. If you mess around with them, they're sneak attack predators.
I'll say another reason why I was high on Missouri last year was just what the schedule was, and again where the win total was. I mean, it was only 6.5, and you're looking at the September schedule, and what was it? South Dakota, Middle Tennessee State, Kansas State, Memphis, and Vanderbilt.
Yep.
And I'm like, they could very well be at 5 before they even get to October. Right. This, of course, at 9.5 being a hell of a lot different. With that all said, another thing that it does as far as relevance in the St. Louis sports scene, and to a lesser extent Kansas City's, just because what they have going on with a good baseball team and, the best football team and all that's, circulates with having Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, is momentum. And even though it kind of sucks that the non-conference schedule is what it is, it also puts you at, I would think you'd say about 80% that you're undefeated going into October, and then that keeps people watching. It's a little different now because in 2024 and going forward, one loss doesn't end it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a slip-up and still win, or get into the college football playoff, much less win the national championship. So that has changed. I would imagine, I'd be curious, I don't know, maybe somebody has written a column on it or something like that on The Athletic or ESPN. Some of the greatest college football teams that have just had one bad game and it cost them a national championship, which is certainly not, of course, what it would be like now. And I don't know who those would be over the years, and you don't even have to go back very far. You go back a decade to the playoff, but one loss could end it. One of the more famous ones. You weren't in Miami for that '88 Miami Notre Dame game. You had left then, right?
Yeah.
But that was a great Jimmy Johnson team, and they were the defending national champions. I think they won in '87, and they went into South Bend, and that was a famous game. And Jimmy Johnson's like, we're not going to play for the tie. We're going to play for the win. They go for the 2-point conversion, and they don't get it. But that was a team that absolutely could have / should have won.
Bama kicked 6.
Bama kicks. That was a great team.
Yeah, 11.
That was 11-0 before that play. Is that right?
11-0, number one ranked, 2-time defending national champions.
Wow.
11-0, 10-point favorite, and lost that game.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So games like stuff like that. Well, you might miss out on something like the kick 6 being so massive. It would be massive either way, but that not ruining a season is huge. Now it depends on who you're losing to. If you start like Wyoming with the first year at Kelly Bryant, you lose like that. Going to be tough, but you lose to a conference opponent.
At that point, you have to run the table.
Yeah, run the table, right? And even that, 11-1, I'm most likely to get in.
Hey, elevate your performance. Pure Performance is your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications, and they are known for their top quality work and outstanding customer service. Pure Performance is the best place to go for replacement tires for any vehicle. They don't just sell oversized tires for your trucks and off-roading vehicles, but they also carry tires and wheels for your car, minivan, or SUV too. Now is the perfect time to spruce up your vehicle. Go from any road to off-road in no time flat. No matter the make or model, Pure Performance has the best lift kit for your trucks, Jeeps, and Broncos. Stop by Pure Performance Showroom today, located at 3725 Harry S. Truman Boulevard in St. Charles, or visit pureperformance.com. Ask for Shelby. That is PURperformance.com. After over 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles areas, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands.
What in the world was that?
What was it?
Something just popped up on my phone.
After over 40 years of outfitting the best-dressed vehicles in the St. Louis and St. Charles areas, you can trust that your prized investment is in great hands at Pure Performance. 25,000 square foot facility housing the largest showroom in the area, where you can find anything and everything you might need to enhance your vehicle. It's Pure Performance, PUR Performance.com. Make sure you ask for Shelby.
Okay. That's exactly who I'll ask for.
Shelby.
Where's Shelby? Where's he?
Shelby's a lady, of course.
Where is she? What's her pronouns?
Shelby will take care of you.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Think about that.
I will.
All right. Man, I wanted to get to this link of this is how Gooners go on holiday.
We can tease that for tomorrow. We can tease.
I had another Olympic thought.
Oh.
Remember when they showed Simone Biles on her floor routine, jumping as high as 12 feet in the air? Her head was 12 feet in the air. You think she could dunk a basketball?
No.
She's 4'8".
Right.
If she did her routine and bounced a little bit, if her head's 12 feet high, she can probably dunk a basketball.
No.
Why?
Gripping the ball. You
Well,
have
she
to
could
have.
do backflips without her hands touching the ground.
No, I get that, but you have to have your hands got to be a little bit. If you want to have small hands, you have to jump even higher so that you can.
Her head's 12 feet, 2 feet above the rim. She could two-hand dunk it.
That mat has a little bit of bounce in it.
Yeah.
So she got 11 feet.
No, still you got
10 feet. If her head's 10 feet, she still could dunk it with
And I
two
don't think
hands.
she can run 25 feet and then before she dunks.
Correct.
Who says you can't? If it's a slam dunk competition.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think
I'd
she
like
can
to see
dunk.
her try.
Okay, I think you will see someone not dunk.
Hot take.
I don't know if anyone 4'8" has ever dunked a basketball.
I would be shocked, honestly.
Wouldn't you like to see her try?
Absolutely.
Muggsy Bogues is close.
He wasn't 4'8".
He's 5'3". But he couldn't dunk either.
Muggsy Bogues?
I think he did.
Did he?
No, it was the other guy who won the slam
Spud
dunk.
Webb,
Spud Webb,
5'7".
Yeah.
It's a whole foot taller.
Yeah. Could you dunk, Jackson?
I could poke in high school. Senior year of high
What do
school.
you mean
poke? I like
I didn't ask if you could poke. I asked if you could dunk.
In high school, if I was going up with the right angle, I could. Yes. I was like 160 pounds and the same height, and I have long legs. So, yeah, it was, I could, and long arms.
Well, they'll be here in October.
6'1".
They'll be here in October. Why don't you get a credential, go down there and ask her that question?
I'd like to. I don't want to just ask her. I want to see her try it.
All right, well, maybe they'll try. Maybe they'll do a little, do it on Sports Sunday. I know you got your
I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
Maybe Tim Azell will steal your idea and he'll get her down there to do it.
Maybe. I think it'd be interesting to see.
I would be interested to see.
Because some of these backflips she's doing, her hands aren't touching the ground. I'm sure they'd be much harder to do while holding a basketball.
That's the thing, too, is if you're using your arms a lot for momentum, you only get to use one of them in basketball.
I just like to see her try.
Sure. I bet you could touch rim. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I bet she
I
could.
see where they, speaking of floor exercise, I saw where they took the bronze medal away from, is it Childs?
Jordan Childs, yeah.
No, she shouldn't have got it anyway. Poor Romanian girl.
Well, they ruled the U.S. Appealed like half a second too late. Or
4 seconds.
4 seconds too late. That's kind of a crazy system. If that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it seems silly.
I guess there's no other way to do it, maybe.
You're
yeah,
silly.
Give them all a medal.
Give everyone a medal.
Yeah, give all 4 of them a medal.
Oh.
I feel bad for that American that was in the, it's not the pole vault, but the one where you have to run and jump over the bar.
High jump?
High jump. No, there's a high jump, there's a long jump, there's too many jumps.
Yeah.
But they tied after their final routine, so they could have split the gold. And the one guy said, no, I wanted to jump off. So he had to jump off, and the American lost. I just shared the gold, man.
Well, it's reasonable, though, isn't it, to see...
Well, he still got a gold.
He got a gold anyway?
No, he got a silver.
Okay.
But they were tied. They could have split the gold and both got a gold medal.
Well, if you think you're better, I think you probably want to go for it again.
All in all, a good year for the Americans. Yeah. It was a good Olympics. A lot of, with all the stuff going on in France, I thought they did well.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, could you dunk in high school?
No.
What about poke?
Yeah, could you poke?
I don't know what poke even means. There was a time with a tennis ball I could almost dunk.
Yeah.
But never any higher than that.
You're supposed to be able to get your wrist above the rim. If you can get your wrist above the
Yeah.
rim, that's usually a good tell.
Yeah.
We also kind of need bigger hands.
I couldn't do it.
You kind of have small hands.
Dunking, believe it or not, was illegal when I was
I know.
in high school.
Because of, wasn't it because of Kareem at
I think
UCLA
so.
and Bill Walton?
And no three-point shot either, of course.
Yeah, you were ahead of your time.
Way, way ahead, because I was mostly a dunker and a long-range Steph Curry-style shooter.
Right.
So you take my game away from me, and that's why I average 4 or 5 points a game.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. JV golf coach with the lead. 3 wins, Kevin Miller, Fupa Doncic, and Jim Lemon, who's now a doctor. Yeah, are all in the lead here, or in the mix. JV golf coach leading. Follow the Sun. Give me a damn break. Hollywood makes a movie about Ben Hogan because he plays some golf after getting in a minor fender bender. Buck up, Nancy boy, because Tim McKernan one-upped you this past weekend. Glenn Ford, good look, finding an actor handsome enough to play Tim. Speaking of fender benders, I've seen them lead to sex. Kinky guy-on-guy sex. 1996, Earl Shive, Manchester Road. My first job, and I was the greeter. In came a khakied stud. Kind of had a race Bannon from Johnny Quest thing going on. His son had smashed up his Monchero Sport. Is it Monchero?
Montero Sport.
Monchero.
And it needed some body work. We went in the coffee room when he laid it in me. I like the cut of your jib. Now I'm going to make this body work.
Oh.
And by body, I mean my wang. And by work, I mean oral. Within minutes, my chops were covered with his prostatic fluid.
Oh.
That's from Meat, spelled M-E-A-T, me in St. Louis.
Meet me in St. Louis. He's new. Ben Hogan's wasn't a fender bender. He almost killed him.
Wrecked him?
Wrecked him, damn near killed him.
Are these all filtered, Chairman? In the filtered?
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, fellas. When the AM sports station shut down, I started looking for a new talk show and somehow found you guys. As a gay man, I love how comfortable you are discussing all-male orgies so often. You talk about men exploring each other's bodies practically every day, and my gaydar tells me that a few of you have even dabbled with dudes. That one old guy named Izzy or whatever gives off major vicarious vibes. I imagine he has difficulty getting back from breaks on time because he's too busy roaming the hallways scoping for cute guys to kiss.
Learned all that in a week, huh?
He might pretend to hit on attractive young cart girls, but that's clearly just for show. After all, most straight men don't usually have an impressive collection of butt plugs displayed on their shelves. Enjoy your little studio scream secret bondage chamber. I picture you guys jackhammering the daylights out of each other's backsides after your show is over every day. As for me, I'm a skinny little fella checking in at 5'10", 145 pounds. I'm your basic run-of-the-mill 48-year-old college student who went back to school after my divorce.
That's like a sitcom.
When I graduate next spring, I want to settle down with a tall guy, preferably a movie fanatic, so we can talk cinema every night before we ravage each other's bungholes.
Oh, I thought these were filtered.
My friends call me the Haynes Horse Whisperer, but you can call me TMA Twink. Let's chat again soon.
That's not. Who was it?
That's the Haynes Horse Whisperer.
Haynes Horse Whisperer.
Just started listening, but he knows about my butt plugs, which I haven't talked about in about 6 months.
An excerpt, Chapter 2, The Art of Dating Other People's Wives.
You may put that in there.
Like any modern-day Casanova, going on dates with married women is a muscle that needs to be worked out. So 3 to 4 times a week, I like to ask my company for anything free they might be giving away. You know, apartments, concert tickets, mattresses, cars, etc. Once I have a firm maybe on these junk treasures, I like to send a mass text to every married friend I have on Facebook asking if they'd like to join me in enjoying these little garbage trinkets. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but rarely, and I do mean rarely, does somebody not feel so guilty after receiving my siren song text opening with, "Hey kiddo," that they don't pity join me in my little dumpster adventures. And then I just sort of pepper them with messages until they agree to come on my hyper-localized ham radio show on HD2 to tell my radio friends I've secured the date. Best. That's from Jim Lemon, PhD. By the way, are you guys the only show in the world on HD2?
Possibly. Jim Lemon. Now a doctor.
There is a chance we are.
Okay, she has an HD2.
Oh, do they? Do they have a show?
An HD2, but do they have a show on it?
No, it's just music.
We might be it. We might be it.
We're pioneers.
Mm-hmm.
Sadie Hawkins dug Steph Curry hit 4 consecutive threes in the final minutes of the USA men's basketball team's win over France in the gold medal game. The Cardinals were idle on Sunday, but remain a game and a half back of the third wild card and are poised to be mathematically alive until the last week of the season. Ali Marmol had some nothing burger sound bites after Saturday's loss that Jackson thought would help us in September, but there was no payoff.
Well,
Iggy ironically humble bragged on Facebook that he hit a 10-footer for par and then berated the commenters for congratulating him and failing to grasp his hip brand of ironic comedy. Jackson attended an expensive wedding with no booze and apparently didn't hook up with any of his large-nippled friends he likes to bunk with.
No.
But I think the lead is that some Borgia grad is fulfilling a lifelong dream by calling in to stand for his stinky cesspool of affair. Ours is the sort of presentation where the Larry Doby of OnlyFans teachers.
What a pull. What a pull. The second one to break the color barrier.
The Larry Doby of OnlyFans teachers feels free to drop it at any time to confirm she's willing to accept the free ticket that Iggy offered her, provided the entire listening audience knows it's not a date. Her boyfriend apparently don't care that she's going to attend a concert wearing an outfit that was too hot for the casino with an old pervert who watched her leaked OnlyFans videos and invited her to crash at his place. In reality, the boyfriend has got nothing to worry about since the old simp is really more interested in banging the male lead singer of the headlining band than any female in the audience, not to mention he invited her and got her all excited for the show, lined up a babysitter and everything without even knowing that he's got a ticket for her. He's a horse's ass for doing that.
Oh.
That's from Buck Swope, and that's who we have.
Buck Swope with a nice
for the
little
Design
email
Air
this
Heating
morning.
and Cooling email of the day. What you got?
Well, I had a check mark under Jim Lemon, now a doctor, but I think Buck kind of stole the show there at the end. I'm going to go Buck Swope.
Yeah, I like meat. I like lemon. I don't like voting for him, but I always vote for the best. I got to go with Swope.
No, be
Yeah, it was Buck
Congratulations.
Swope, and I mean Jim Lemon. I think wins on any other day.
I think so. Yeah, he was good.
But Buck Swope gets it today. It's the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. All right, that's going to do it for us. We're going to head down the hallway, and we're going to do our best on Balloon Party.
okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You can switch your YouTube over to 101 ESPN and switch your streaming over to 101 ESPN, or just listen in your car or wherever you're listening on 101 ESPN HD1, Doug. Time for us to shut it down. For Jackson Bennett Burkett, Chairman Kurt, Kenneth Iggy Strode, my brother Kevin Douglas Owen, and Kurt. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be